Hello again. We're back.
We are back for live.
Dos.
How's everybody doing? Is everybody still hanging in there? We love you all. We are not tired yet.
We're not tired yet. Not yet.
Yay.
I'm sure it's coming. But right now it's 1:13 in the morning, so sorry we're 13 minutes late. We had some technical difficulties. We found out that the first chat has to process before it'll let us go live the next time. So I guess we got lucky with the 13 minutes. So
Lucky 13.
yay, lucky 13.
Owlvine, where's Owlvine?
Is she jumping in? There she comes.
There she is.
Sorry, we interrupted your true blood.
I was like, all right, I'm coming.
So I think Avalon said she's going to be late, so she'll come in, I think, when she's ready.
Cool.
But that's it, I think. So welcome to Live 2, everybody. This is going to be a long one.
Yeah, and it's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
So you want to go to the intros?
What?
Intro.
Oh, yes, please. Everybody introduce yourselves.
So these are our friends from down under. They're in Australia. It's daytime for them right now. It's 5 p.m. Okay, it's evening time for them right now. So here we have Owlvine Green, lovely purple hair. Hello, Owlvine. And then we have in the red wall with the cat ears. That is Crimson Fyre. Hello, Crimson. And then we have Mr. Elder Crow. Hi, Elder Crow.
Hello.
All right, success, roll call. And then we have Yoda.
Hello. Was not as good as the other one. Oh my gosh, I think I have a headache from laughing so hard the last one.
It was great.
Oh my God, my head.
Here. Right here.
I had
Close
like
my
Alice
ears.
Cooper panderized because of you guys. Like I had to totally like do the thing, you know? And because you had me crying the whole time.
Were you crying?
Mhm.
I was crying. I was laughing, crying. Like
Oh,
laugh
it
crying.
was good. Oh, bad. I don't know what sent me off. If I get reminded of it again, I'm probably going to go into like a tantrum fit of laughter.
Oh, my sweetheart.
So this will be a solid 3.5 hours, probably a little less though, because we were late. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
we'll go into the other one because we know that it's already going to be 30 minutes.
Samuel L. Yoda.
Samuel L. Yoda.
I love
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. But yeah, so it's all Aussie talk for 3.5 hours.
Yes.
Mhm.
You can find all the links in the description bar already. I put them in there last week or a few days ago. They're all in there for Owlvine Green, Crimson Fyre, and Elder Crow. Also, Avalon will be joining us later on in the segment. We actually don't have a topic like locked, so
Nope. We were just gonna let them do their
take
thing.
it away, guys.
They were just gonna let them do their thing. Now I did, before it got dark, Crimson, I have pictures of my garden on my tablet so I can share.
Yay!
I was out there taking pictures.
I caught her out there.
Mhm. He's like, hey, you.
Well, we're going to go out in the yard today, aren't we? In my yard and harvest a few things whenever that's
Ooh.
prudent. Because we're in a different season to you. You're in like spring and awesomeness, and we're in going into dormancy. And you know, what do you call it? Fall? I think you guys call it fall, autumn,
Autumn.
right?
Fall or autumn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through some harvesting with you at some point in time, whenever you tell me. Oh.
Owlvine, have the chickens escaped?
No, not for a little while actually. I feel like we fixed the fence appropriately, and now they're in the area and staying in the area. So that's
You guys have
good.
come to a treaty. I like it.
That's it. Yeah, we have an understanding.
Yeah. extra feed.
Yeah. So I totally didn't realize we were actually live right now. That's why I was like, oh, I'll just take my time.
Oh.
And then I jump on, I'm like, oh my God, it's live.
Well, we jumped on because we were running late. We're super surprised. I was like, oh, it's loading. It's loading. It's going to let us go live.
We're like, we got our yes.
And
How
Elder
you all
Crow.
feeling?
We're still
Sorry.
feeling good, right? How many cups of coffee have you had?
Well, it depends. See, usually I add, there's this 1 cup, and then that's the second cup. So then I drink it all together, and I call it just 1 cup. No, I think I'm on 6.
Well, we
It's
are
probably 6 cups. So-
technically we're in the next day, so that would be your first cup of coffee.
well, right now I'm drinking cinnamon tea.
Oh, this tea smells so good, you guys.
Like it's like Red Hots. I'll go get
Do you guys
the
have Red Hots?
here. I'll go get the tin.
Do you guys have Red Hots, like cinnamon candies? Cinnamon
No,
Jolly
I had one of
Ranchers?
them.
Gum, isn't it? The red hot's gum or something? No, what is that
Red
called?
Hots is like kind of like a jelly bean, but it's cinnamon, like hot cinnamon flavored.
Yeah, we do
they
have.
also have like a cinnamon flavored Jolly Ranchers. It's a spicy candy, and this is what it smells like. She has the tin right here. It smells really good.
We do have them actually.
What
In the
sensory
city, I
is
think
this? Show me.
Hot cinnamon sunset.
Hot
It's a tea.
cinnamon sunset.
Oh,
Yum.
How do you open it? I don't know. And it smells so good. Oh my gosh.
It smells like hot tamales or
yeah.
cinnamon bears.
Alvine, I knew she was gonna do that.
Yeah.
It smells really good. Like
vision.
that would wake you up out of a dead sleep.
It's nice.
We
It
have
gets
a
in my
question.
nose though a little
Does
bit.
it?
Yeah, when I take a big swig and I'm like, ooh, that tingles.
I'm
We have a
drinking.
question.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a question by Bobby. Do Aussie witches turn into kangaroos at night? I don't know. I don't. Does anyone
Yes.
else do the same?
No, just little Joey's.
The octopus is turning fingers at night. I'd
Yes,
rather
we do.
turn into a koala, but that's
You
just
know
me.
what? I just realized that I really now look like a koala with this Yoda thing on
Yes!
my. I'm just like,
drop.
Oh, that's
Yes,
probably
you
why he
did.
asked. No, you should go
Call
there.
them drop bears, because they're really scary. Okay, so
I have
they
a
drop out of the
useless-
trees.
I have a useless fun fact for you. My mascot for elementary school was a koala. I was a koala-y kid.
Oh,
you were koala kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a koala. Yeah. That's what they called us, and they gave us quality awards.
That is so
Yeah.
adorable.
But it's
That's
funny because they look
cultural
adorable, but they're
appropriation.
actually. Oh no.
Oh.
No. It's funny because like koalas are really cute, but they're actually really vicious if you don't give them their space. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I was a koala.
You wait. By tomorrow, you're gonna have your eyes scratched out.
Yeah. That's why she's wearing glasses. Those are actually eye guards. They're not glasses. So corny, Noah. It is corny, but that was my school. It wasn't me. Koala.
Wombats.
Wombat Raven. Wombat.
Wombat. Now, Elder, what are you going to do for us this evening? Morning.
Well,
Evening.
I was thinking maybe we do a discussion because obviously, being qualified as an aromatherapist, I want to talk about the use of essential oils at home. So
Did you
household.
say you're qualified?
Were you qualified?
He's starting again. Stop it.
We're all mad here.
You're going to think twice. You're going to think twice with us.
So yeah, I was thinking maybe we'd talk about like household aromatherapy and the use of essential oils, obviously for home use and sort of how you can treat the body and not medical what's the word? We call it therapeutic action. Well, applications, yeah. So I thought maybe I'd do something like that tonight for you guys. I thought it'd be really fun. And I know, Raven, you said as long as I mention frankincense, which we'll talk about frankincense.
Yeah.
Frankincense is my lover.
She's made up 5% of frankincense, you guys. Like we're 90% water, right? She's 5% frankincense. I'm not lying. Like we we went to Papa Jim's, and before we got off the car, she was like, "Here, use this," and I was like, "What is this?" She was like, "Okay." So I was like putting it all over myself, and she was like lathering herself.
I've got roller balls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We smelled so lemony fresh. That
Yep.
was awesome.
Hmm. You should see my big old tub of it. Do I have it over there? I don't know. Let me go get it.
Just gonna go get it. Oh.
Do we have to let everyone know if they can ask questions, put them in caps again, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions you have for us tonight, you guys, put them in caps. They're open. It's open all night long. So, you know, we usually do it like after, but it's open for the entire segment.
Bobby, I think, asked me before if I should vogue. I could try. Do you mean like the proper street voguing that I've seen that's all over like YouTube where she feeling like what? That sort of thing? Have you not seen that?
I haven't seen
No.
it.
That was
my
perfect.
God. Link. My friend in Pennsylvania. Oh my God, it's the best. And there was the one video that I've seen. Let me load it up. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it's oh my God, it's full on. They do like death drops and everything. Let me look for it. I said to Jason, I think I could do this. I said I feel I could probably do this. And he goes, no. He goes, don't break it. He goes, that's probably why your Clara thinks your neck's pretty stuffed. I said, yeah, if I do that.
Oh, thank you.
I've sent it. This
What's
is like
EOS? What's EOS?
Yeah, what's EOS? I don't know what EOS is.
essential oils.
Oh, essential oils. Okay.
Oh, gotta get the lingo.
Straight over.
What brands? My favorite brand is by Plant Therapy. It is 100% therapeutic grade, but it's like, I would say a quarter of the price of some of the others. So if you go to what time is it? Planttherapy.com.
Plant therapy. I thought plant fairy. I'm like, wait.
Plant fairies.
What about everyone else?
Questions,
Essential
lots
oil?
of them.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
use essential oils.
Yes, you do. You don't use an essential oil?
I don't use any. The one you gave me.
What is this?
I don't use any.
What? No?
I'm a basic witch. I don't use essential oils.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, not to say that I wouldn't. I'm just saying that I don't really use them.
She just died a little bit inside. She was like,
I know. She's like, we're gonna change that.
I found out you don't watch certain shows.
I know.
I'm learning so much about you.
On air.
You watch The Good Witch. Ugh.
Now brand is not too bad. doTERRA is way too expensive. doTERRA is very expensive.
doTERRA
Same
is
thing with Young Living is like ridiculous. It's because they're pyramids. They're pyramid companies.
Yeah.
That's you're paying for somebody's salary is what you're doing.
Okay, if anyone else is in the chat, obviously that is from Australia, you can get one of the companies that essential oil wise that I go for is Aroma. They have got, I mean, it's a wholesaler open to the public and they're not expensive. So for a 100ml bottle, like if you buy, I think I paid $16 for a 100ml bottle of sweet orange oil, for example, and that lasts you however long you need it for. But they are a really great company. They've also bought out In Essence, I think it's called.
Yep.
And the Oil Garden, I think it might be. I think they own a percentage of those companies as well. But their quality is really, really great, and especially for product making, it's probably really like good to use. I know with doTERRA, I think they're claiming that you can actually ingest some of their oils, because I know one of a friend of mine who does that. They're actually claiming that they can ingest some of the oils.
Wow. doTERRA?
Yeah. And she showed me the paperwork, and I was like, okay.
Bergamot.
But I mean, look, it's really bizarre. Like I said, I mean, I can either start. I don't know. Should I start talking about what I was going to talk about now? Really, if that's a thing, should I do that?
Yeah, if you want. The floor is yours.
Now?
Now? Do you start it now?
Do you mean now?
Yeah.
If you want, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, I mean, when I did my course, that was a question I asked, and it's a good thing to know about what oils you get and where you source them from. With Aroma, I know that they're a really reputable company here. They're medical grade too, so you can use them for skin conditions. Some you can actually use for ingestion as well. But the other company that's here that is sort of there's sort of like an offset of them is Essential Therapeutics, I believe it is, and they're extremely expensive as well. So the reason and it's good to talk about this because people think that just going to, they find the fragrant oils and they think some of them are essential oils, and they're not, obviously. And with essential oils here, I know that we have to have them legally registered as AUSTL dash and has a number after it, which means that it's been registered by the Australian government that it is medical grade, proper grade essential oil that can be used for skin conditions, etc. Hopefully this makes sense.
It's only going to show him here.
Hmm.
There you go.
Sorry, technical difficulties again. We're trying to figure stuff out. We've got 3 screens.
Yeah. This one's the lagged one. But if you click on him here, it's going to control and it's going to only have him on the screen. So like even if we all talk, it's just going to be him.
I'm all looking back and forth. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Here as we go.
But it was the first thing, to find out, like how you can identify essential oils, not just from their smell, but also because of their registered, if they're saying they're certified organic or registered, they should have a specific coding on their bottle, which they have to legally have according to their standards. And I mean, if you can make your own essential oils, great. I don't have a distiller, otherwise I probably would. But with essential oils, a lot of people think it's just for the smells. So this is why I like teaching the aromatherapy, household aromatherapy as I call it, because you can do so much with it, and it is a form of medicine. Especially it's big in France. It's one of the first protocols they go to before a doctor. So if they're sick, they go to an aromatherapist rather than a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, and they actually, it's big on ingestion as well. So when I did my diploma of aromatherapy or clinical aromatherapy, there's only a certain number of clinical aromatherapists here in Australia because that course hasn't been offered anymore. So we learned about ingestion and how to apply essential oils at higher dilutions to the body, to help with treatments, and body conditions and all that sort of stuff. Creating pessaries, suppositories. What else was there? Gargles, vitamin capsules, all that sort of stuff with essential oils. And of course, I don't say to everyone, go get an essential oil and drink it because you will burn your entire esophagus. So do not do that. It's lethal warning. But there's a lot of things you can do. So, the applications and how you apply it to the body, a lot of people are afraid to put essential oils on Nightt, for example, as we call it, or direct to the skin. Now, there are a couple you can do, and this is why I thought we can talk about this today, and it'll be really cool to know. And I've got my lists, I've got my notes. So, for example, the biggest one that the common one we actually find is lavender, for example. So lavender, not only is just about soothing and relaxation, it's actually great. It's a really great anti-inflammatory, and it can actually help with burns. So if you have burns or scarring, you could actually either put it neat onto the skin. So, usually if someone's had like a sort of a steam burn or any sort of general burn, it will actually help soothe the skin.
What do you mean by neat?
So neat means like direct onto skin contact.
Okay.
It's just a fancy word they use. That's called neat.
Okay.
Direct skin contact, neat. So, there's lavender, peppermint is another one. Tea tree is a big one you could definitely put on for bites and sting. For cuts and grazes. I mean, you can put any of those essential oils on. Yes, it might sting a little bit, but it's going to destroy the bacteria that could be in there. So, I know with
antiviral as well.
Oh yes. So a lot of the oils that are antiviral, antibiotic, as sometimes they call it antibiotic as well. Antimicrobial, meaning it destroys small bacteria. You've got a lot of your anti-oils. They'll call them, if anything that is anti, means that it's like literally a great all-rounder sort of oil.
Okay.
So,
I like that bottle.
Peppermint, for example, one of my favorites. Peppermint is so good for, things like colds and flus, great for disinfecting surfaces. If people suffer from cold sores, you could put one drop onto, like, if you've got it on your lip, a cold sore on your lip, that sort of thing. It will sting a little bit, but it'll definitely destroy the virus. You can do things like compresses, especially for aches and pains, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I could go on about this all night, really. But I suppose I'll talk about frankincense. So frankincense is a really good. I know it's your favorite. And I know Vana, it's your favorite as well.
Yes,
with
it is.
The resin-wise, frankincense is, besides the resin itself. I mean, when they extract the essential oil, they are extracting it from the resin. So it's actually, the botanical name of frankincense is Boswellia carterii. Everyone repeat. Boswellia carterii.
Carterii.
In different accents.
Yeah. So, basically, and with frankincense, there are different grades. So you'll find the normal frankincense one it's got more of a camphor sort of smell to it. But then you've got the ones called olibanum, which is still frankincense, but it's more expensive, and it is usually found as the lighter yellowy frankincense granules rather than the darker ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that usually can be found from Lebanon as well. So they're huge, like especially olibanum will come from Lebanon, and it smells absolutely amazing. It will smell like the resin when you smell it. So, it is done by obviously steam distillation. So they'll put the lovely resin in a little chamber, they'll distill it, and then they'll, get the essential oil out of it. In some cases, if it's like, for example, roses, when they distill them, you'll get the oil and you'll get also the rose water or the hydrosol out of the process as well. So you get 2 lots out of a batch.
Yeah, because then you cut it.
Yeah.
All good?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making sense, guys, everyone, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, when we look at that sort of thing, we forget that it's really commonly, especially the frankincense bush or tree, is commonly grown in a lot of desert sort of areas. So I know that in some cases they'll strike the bark and they'll let the resin sap like seep out of it, and then they'll take that. That's why you got to source where you get it from. If it's naturally sort of a thing where they've got large amounts of it, probably better to get. And when we also look at the sort of type of oil it is, so in aromatherapy, they always talk about, you've probably read in books, top, middle, or a base note. Does anyone know anything about that sort of thing?
No.
Cool.
So your top is your, have I got a picture? I'll draw a diagram. So,
Yes.
just draw a diagram. So you've got your top, middle, and base. Your top is the lovely petals and flower, for example. So the top notes are usually ones that will hit you straight to your head. So your citrusy sort of oils, your what else? Your fruity oils, so citrus, fruity. Some cases it can be floral sort of oils, and that when you breathe them in, some spices as well, you'll get them straight to the head. So they're great for clarity. They're great for we think of any congestion, any of that sort of stuff.
So would bergamot fall under that? Would like bergamot fall under that?
Yes, it does. So when we go to middle note, we usually say it's the middle section of and we've just done a flower as an example because that's probably the best way to describe it. Anything that is floral, and when you breathe them in, they'll hit you right down to about your chest sort of region. So So things like lavender, rose. Rose will be another. Actually, rose is more of a base. Lavender, rosemary. What else have we got? Anything that a cedar would probably be another one. That when you smell them, you might hit. You should hit straight down.
I've smelled that before.
As considered, great for obviously chest infections. Great for opening up that heart chakra, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got your base note, which is usually your roots and really like woody sorts of smells. So things like patchouli, vetiver root, frankincense fits in that category because it's a base note. So when you breathe that in, it will hit you right down to about almost the pit of your stomach.
Your bottom.
Or your bottom, yeah. So you'll feel it like hit straight through. And the best way to smell essential oils, by the way, is wave them just gently under your nose when you're doing that, because if you go directly under, you're like, whoa, that's a lot. But when you feel that, you'll know when it hits you. So you might feel it hit a certain part. How are we going?
We're sniffing. We're sniffing now that I have
We're gonna
some
be
bergamot
so high
here.
when we're
I'm just
done.
like, I feel it in my head. I'm like, do
You
I feel
feel
it
it, so
in the
you'll
pit
know
of my
once-
stomach? Hold on.
So frankincense is a great. Hello to everyone in the comments. I noticed you all said hi, so hello back, everyone.
Hello.
I'm just chatting away. Hopefully I didn't do all your heads in, guys. I'm sorry. So frankincense is the base note. Really great for that. When we think of base notes, it's going to bring you right down. Very much about a sedative sort of oil or sedative. It's great for taking that deep breath in and relaxation. So therapeutic actions is a fancy term they use for what its uses are for. So when we say expectorant, means that it's good for lung problems or for breathing. Antiseptic, or antiseptic obviously disinfect or to disinfect wounds or cuts or grazes, etc. And a sedative, which everyone knows what sedatives are. So frankincense is those. So it is an expectorant, great for breathing, which is why they use it a lot in meditation. And it teaches the person who's meditating to take a nice deep breaths in and to relax. Opens up that chest. Being also a sedative too, so it's great for sleep if anyone has trouble sleeping. We've got also astringent, so it helps with tightening of skin. So you might notice sometimes with skincare products, they'll use frankincense or an extract of frankincense, where they're going to use it to obviously tighten up the skin or any muscles, etc. It's also a carminative, which helps with digestion and expelling wind. It also is great for...
Crimson, my makeup stops.
It's also great for things like period pain. It's great for urinary tract infections as well. So if somebody is suffering from UTIs or even common things like thrush as well for females, they could do a sitz bath, which will help sort of relieve a bit of the inflammation, that sort of thing. Just say it farting. Yeah, I know. They call it expectorant. Yeah, I said, what the hell is that when I did my course? It's like, carminative, which is a fancy term for farting, expelling wind. So frankincense, this is magically when we look at frankincense is great for cleansing, obviously great for protection, great for they call it exorcisms, the lovely fancy term as I call it. But frankincense, for me, when I work with it a lot, I use it a lot for not just for cleansing my house, but also for relaxation. So for anyone that is an asthmatic out there, if you have troubles breathing and you've got that shallow breath, frankincense essential oil actually helps you take a deep breath. So they usually recommend that you put maybe 1 or 2 drops on a tissue and just slowly breathe in. So it helps you actually deepen that breath to relax the lungs, which is why they would use it for asthmatics. Yeah. And the funny thing is, this is another little part from history. So frankincense was obviously very well known throughout the biblical story of Jesus. and they talk about the three wise men bringing gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So frankincense and myrrh at that period of time, when you look through history, was actually expensive, and actually was more expensive than gold. So because it was used for medicine, it was actually at a higher value at that time. So what they would do is they would use it to destroy bacteria and viruses and colds and things that were around at that time. So bringing it to a child that was just born was a smart thing to do. So they would throw it onto the fire in order to keep away viruses.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
yeah.
amazing. I didn't
So
know that
I
they
was-
just threw it in the fire like that.
Yeah, because that's what it was originally used for. So they would have, the lovely hot coals or the flames going, and they'd throw it straight onto it to release the aroma. And with essential oils, I mean, the very first sort of date of essential oils goes back to Egypt, where they used to line rooms with rose petals, and they would put lard in these rooms, and the scent of the rose petals would go into the lard, and that would be their perfume. So you apply that to the body. And then so it's when you look throughout history of therapy, it's not just the fancy smells, it's also the medical uses. So people always make that joke, oh, why do they bring in frankincense and myrrh? They're stupid. Well, no, they were smart, because that's what the medicine was at the time, and it was actually more expensive than gold.
I know that.
I got my first yawn.
So that's pretty much, if with frankincense, that's, it's non-toxic, it's non-irritating, and it's also non-sensitizing as well. So it's pretty safe to use. If you were going to use it for yourselves at home, you could put it in your vaporizer, you could put it in your oil burners, run a nice hot bath. You can add a couple of drops in as well, is a good thing to do. If you're wanting to make a chest rub, I have a recipe for a chest rub here.
Ooh.
So take 20 mils of a carrier oil. So if you're using sweet almond oil, jojoba, olive oil, whatever you might have as a base. And then you're basically adding in 4 drops of eucalyptus, 2 drops of frankincense, and 4 drops of lavender, which then makes
I
that
have
base.
all the ingredients.
That makes it a 2.5% dilution, which means that it's pretty, it's quite, it's strong, so you'll be able to rub that straight into your chest. And because it's 20 mils, obviously that's not even a tablespoon, I think it is. That will be enough to rub in, and you'll be able to breathe that in through the evening, if you wanted to try that out. If you're sensitive, lessen the amount of the essential oils, obviously. So, instead of putting 8 drops in total, 10 drops, make it 5 or make it 2, just to test out how you go. Hopefully that makes sense.
Does. I love it.
How bad is it that I put it straight on my skin? Like, I don't even use a carrier oil.
Oh, that's not good.
Look, when I did my Cert 4, there was a lot of restrictions on what I could and couldn't do as a therapist. So then I decided, well, hold on a second. I'm going to continue on and do my diploma, because I want to learn more. I want to learn another extra 20 or 30 oils on top of what I already know. So then being qualified, obviously, as a therapist, you realize what you can and can't do. A lot of the books by law have to put in there, do not use if you're pregnant, do not use if this. So they do that because they're obviously, people are really frightened and they're scared they're going to be sued and all the rest of it. I completely get that. If you're using it for yourself at home, and this is a forewarning to everyone, you're taking it to your own risk. You're doing it at your own leisure. Whatever you use it, you're reading through books and whatever, it's your choice. Putting maybe 1 or 2 drops of frankincense oil on the skin isn't going to harm you at all. I'm not going to lie. Unless you're extremely sensitive, and you just react, even if you just the sight of touching it, you know what I mean? Then obviously you would avoid it. It's common sense. You would avoid using the oils. But if you've used it yourself and you've had no reactions, it's safe. Do you know what I mean? It was the same thing when we were learning about ingestion and putting, however many drops in the capsules and then ingesting that. And again, I don't encourage people to go and ingest oils. Don't drink it from the bottle, because you'll burn your esophagus. You don't do that, But if you've got cuts and bites or stings from things, I would say tea tree, which is commonly found everywhere, and eucalyptus oil. Oh my God, you can put them on your skin. They're designed that you can basically sterilize your wounds and clean out that sort of thing. It's a better option than probably betadine that's out there, you know, and all the other crazy stuff that's on the markets.
Neosporin and all of that. It's better for you.
Yeah. And when we also look at essential oils as well, you know, we've got to remember that it's actually chemistry. So when you look at the natural chemical constituents in essential oils, that's what you're looking at. It's the actual chemistry. It's the actual proper chemicals from the natural plants or resins that have been extracted. So you're basically getting the medicine of the plant in a very concentrated bottle, probably the best way to put it. Does that make sense?
I love it. I love it. I use it actually for joint pain. I have arthritis, and I have osteoarthritis in my hip. I have it in my hands. I think I have carpal tunnel. I haven't checked it out because I don't want to really know. But
best way to check if you've got it is you can pop your wrist out like this and just tap the ends. So if you do that, you'll actually be able to test yourself. If you're feeling a bit of like shooting pain, then the early signs. I know it sounds funny, but because what you're doing is you're actually testing the nerves, and if you're going to make sure the nerves are not damaged.
I'm scared. No, I laughed because I'm scared. I was like, no, I wouldn't do that.
No.
So all you do is lift your arm off the table and just slowly tilt your wrist down a bit, and then all you do is you just slightly tap. So you're just going to be tapping like that. Yeah.
Hurts?
Yeah, it hurt a little bit.
I'm good.
So that would indicate straight away that would be a bit of early signs of carpal tunnel. That's actually that was tests that I learned when I was doing my courses. So they tell you that's the early signs that easily can be fixed.
I know.
You know, don't even.
Did you see that yawn?
Laura asked what oil is good for hand cramps.
Frankincense oil.
Well, frankincense, would be excellent for that because it's a sedative, so it's going to relax those muscles for you. I mean, a lot of the essential oils out there, they all generally must do the same thing. Some will be higher in other chemicals that will destroy bacteria. Some will be high for anti-inflammatory sort of chemicals. The safest one, and everyone, like I said, you can get is probably lavender because it's like body safe just about everywhere. It's like the universal oil. You know, great for just about everything, literally.
This is my blend that I've done here. So I've got frankincense down there. I've also crushed it up in a powder so you can kind of see it on the bottom there. I don't know if you can.
Cool.
Whatever, but this has been sitting for about 6 months, and it's sweet almond oil. And
Nice.
I used a heat method in order to, do it and whatever, and then let it sit. And so I actually got the people at work addicted. So when things are a little bit too hot and heavy, I have like little bottles, which poor Noah has been subjected to. And I almost start slathering people. I'm like, oh, are you mad?
But that's perfect because you can definitely do it that way as well. And I mean, you can make rose oil the same way. So you get rose petals and pop them into a jar and steep it in oil, and you shake it for about 2 weeks. It'll obviously become, they call it maceration, as they call it. You can do the same thing with rosemary. So, and rosemary is great for like headaches, great for aches and pains. There's also 3 grades of rosemary you can get as an essential oil. So CT1 is more for your colds and flus. CT2, so there's just the way the different methods of extraction. So CT2 is your muscle aches and pains, your sort of general, sports injuries, all that sort of thing. CT3 is used for more hair care products, so great for hair regrowth, hair stimulation, dandruff, all that sort of thing too.
Really?
So there are different grades, and CT3 is obviously going to be the most expensive because it's going to be, it's used for that product for that reason. So these are things and common things to look for as well. You don't have to buy every single goddamn essential oil out there because it will cost you a bucket load. right? But get one or two, you know, decent ones that you would work with a lot, and not just magically. Even if you want to use it for your own household use, you know, you can use it to mop floors, sterilize benches, your oil burners. There's so much you can just do with essential oils. Compresses, making spritzers is another thing too. So getting some distilled water.
I smell a series
applying-
coming on your
I
channel.
smell a series.
I was thinking of doing that as a series. I mean, I that's something, and I love the reason why I'm talking aromatherapy, because aromatherapy has always been like shunned away, especially here in Australia. It hasn't been a real really popular thing till now, since doTERRA I think's come about, and everyone's talking about doTERRA. And like I said, I've looked on some of the things that they're doing and their claims, and I'm like, but are they actually registered as in and qualified as therapists? And they're not. Some of them are not. So on my background, I got certificates and diplomas to show, you know, that I can prove to show that, and you know, I'm registered everywhere. So even with my associations, you know, everything's accredited. Everything is covered. So any product that I make as a therapist, any thing that I, you know, when I'm working with clients, whether it be through massage or making specific products for them, it ends up, you know, it's the, you know, the real, I'm going to say the real shit, excuse my French, but that's what it is. But like I said, I've seen doTERRA starting to do things, and I've seen, you know, some people saying they're ingesting some of the oils, and I'm like, but they're not qualified to do that. They're not. How I said, they're going, okay, I get it. Like it's a brand. That's what it is. It's the brand, and they've made something with it. You know, I fucking went through 3 years of schooling and studying anatomy for 3 years. That was a nightmare and a half. You know what I mean? To understand the essential oils and how it works to the body. So. That's gonna get me frustrated.
Elder, I have a question here for you that I don't want it to get skipped. I think she asked it twice. It's from the Winding Path. She's this person says, "Do you practice medicinal herbalism as well as being a aromatherapist?"
Yes, I do. When I was actually undergoing my qualifications, I did learn about the herbal components of it as well, making teas. Things like what else? I'm just trying to think. Macerating of oils, making certain tinctures and cough syrups and all that sort of stuff. So I did learn a bit of herbology, and also nutrition too was another one that was part of my course as well. Sweet. So I learned a little bit about that, and I do both anyways. That's just something where I don't know, they go hand in hand. I think that's the thing. Oils and herbs, they go hand in hand. A lot of naturopaths will actually learn aromatherapy alongside their degree. So, and I'm seeing everyone saying I would do segments on my channel. I probably will do aromatherapy segments. That's something I want to do.
That would be amazing. Somebody asked another question.
Just as the witchy side of it, I love the fact that it's, you know, I mean, it is witchy, but it's
healing.
Medical. You know, it's healing. It is that component of healing, and you know, I can sit here and talk about aromatherapy all day. I love it. I get passionate about it.
I know nothing about it, so I would really appreciate if you did that on your channel. Somebody has a question for you. What is a good carrier oil to carry in the roll-on bottles?
Jojoba's quite good, to be honest.
Jojoba?
It's one of jojoba, yeah, definitely. It's spelled jojoba, but jojoba pronunciation. Jojoba is really good. I mean, it's used a lot in skincare for repairing of skin. It's completely safe, so if anyone has any allergies, jojoba is a really good way to go. Plus, it also lasts longer, so it doesn't go rancid. So you'll find that certain oils like sweet almond oil, grape seed oil, apricot, I think kernel oil is another one. They've got a slightly lower shelf life. So within about 6 months, you may want to use the oil, because then it will just start to smell funky. Okay. You know, I mean, you can put like the natural preservatives like vitamin E and grapeseed extract in there, so then it lasts longer. But they'll go rancid. So things like olive oil, I don't know what else is on the list of that. I think coconut oil is another one. They can last up to about a year, almost a year and a half, depending on how you store it. There's also mineral oil. Mineral oil I do not use on the body whatsoever personally, because it's mineral. It is sometimes you can find mineral oil is actually petrol based, so they actually derive it from petrol again, which is naturally sourced from the earth. But you wouldn't go to the petrol station and pour kerosene and petrol on you, would you?
No.
Because that's, you know, they derive it from there, and it does catch fire. So you don't want anything that's going to be very flammable either.
You know, you've definitely sparked something here, Elder, because there's all these questions about what's good for this, what's good for that. So it's
because it doesn't get, it's never spoken about. It isn't, and it, you know, it's never spoken about where. For people at home, and obviously everyone that's tuning and listening, you know, you can do these things at home. You do not have to be qualified to do them at all, you know. Obviously, research, and if you're allergic, do a little skin test, obviously on the inside of your forearm, so you know. But you can, you know, you've got olive oil. That's a great carrier. Everyone's got olive oil in their kitchen. You know, you can use that to massage into your body. It's not going to harm you. Coconut oil is a big one too. You know, sunflower or safflower is another one too. There are so many. They're all considered base oils. You know, if you're wanting to, what else can you do? I'm just trying to think. If you've got essential oils, add a couple of drops into your base oils and apply them to, you know. If you've got muscle aches and pains, rub it into that area. Do hot compresses. You can do heat packs. You could hot baths, you know, adding salts in as well. And you can even steep oil, herbs on a stove and pour the warm water into, pouring in the warm water into the bath. Sorry, my phone's going nuts.
I'm trying to give Avalon the link right now.
Awesome.
There we go. All right, so you can continue.
That's all right. How can you tell on a bottle if a essential oil has been cut with what oil? So, Dawn, I'm assuming you're asking if it's been diluted already. Usually, the bottle will state, for example, I know rose, jasmine, and chamomile essential oils. You can buy them pure. They're really, 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 really expensive, but you can get them diluted in jojoba. So we'll probably say 3% dilution in something. They should legally state that because that's what you're buying. You're buying the essential oil, but it's already partly diluted. You'll still be able to use it as well because it's only, you know, it's doesn't mean you haven't got the properties of the oil. The oil is in there. Do you know what I mean? It's just diluted, and you can put it directly onto your skin too, so it's safe to do that.
Oh, sweet.
So,
do you have any book recommendations for essential oils?
So the ones here in Australia, there's a couple of books. I've got them packed at the moment, but they're. Oh, I should look it up for you now. I can show you guys and give you the titles. It's called Battalia, I believe it's called. Check.
Oh, you have Essential Oils Handbook. The Essential Oils Handbook. Raven just handed me this right now. I haven't read this, but it's one of her books.
There's a lot of difference. There's so many different things.
Look what I flipped here.
Sorry, guys. I'm leaving light outside, so I'm gonna just take my thing with me as I go outside. But I can't see the chat, so I'm just letting you know that I'm taking you with me as I go outside. If that's okay.
Oh, sweet.
But you keep going, okay?
I'm almost done. Don't worry, it's all good. I'll wrap this up shortly. So this is one book. It's called The Complete Guide to Aromatherapy by Salvatore Battalia. It is literally the Bible. I'm not gonna lie, of essential oils. Yeah, it is like thick. It gives you every single essential oil that's probably been created. They've got the chemical or the chemistry behind it. What the therapies it's good for, everything that you could imagine. They also give you things on how to apply it to the body. So if, for example, someone's suffering from, let's just pick tinea, common household thing that can happen, tinea, fungal infections. They might say, have a nice, foot bath for about 15, 20 minutes with, for example, maybe patchouli essential oil at X amount dilution, then, pat dry and then apply directly onto your feet, in a cream or something like that as well. But this was my textbook, literally. This is a textbook in a way. The best one.
Can you do us a favor? And when you get a chance, can you put it in the live chat? Like type it out?
Yes.
Please.
I'll do that. I'll definitely do that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
It is a good. Look, it's really expensive, but it's actually a really, really, really great book. I'm not going to lie. It's like that was my go-to book, especially when I was doing my course, because everything is in there, and they tell you if you're pregnant, avoid. If you've got this, it's literally a Bible. Awesome. The other ones are called the Fragrant Pharmacy, and they're quite good too because they've got recipes and how to treat certain conditions. But also, there's a series of them. So there's, I think one's called the Fragrant Pharmacy, which is essential oils. Then there's one called the Fragrant something, I can't remember right now. But it's how you apply essential oils, etc. To the body, and like I said, recipes, maybe even making products. That's another thing too. But Battalia by far is probably my number one. And that's not a magical book. That's an aromatherapy book.
I love it.
Because like there are heaps of them out there. I'm not gonna lie, and not everyone is wrong either about what's in their books, because they're useful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're wanting something in more depth and it tells you how the process is done, where the origin of where it comes from, everything, that book is hands down the best.
Sweet.
So, sorry guys, hopefully I didn't chew all your ears off and did your head in tonight. I apologize.
I just want to know the names of the books so I can check them out.
Yeah, all right. I'll type that in now. So
we're going on a field trip with Crimson.
Sorry, guys. I'm losing light, so I'm not going to be able to see anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, because you're still north, so she's going to be losing it now. I'm losing mine shortly, so she'll be losing hers now.
Oh, so much yard. Sorry.
No worries.
Just going to the front yard because all my roses are here. So I'm just like my neighbors are going to think what the hell is she doing? So I've just got some of my roses.
So pretty.
There we go. I've popped in the chat for you, Noah. You're welcome, guys. I appreciate that you guys like hearing about this sort of stuff. If you, like I said, I'll definitely be doing segments on my channel. I wanted to do this. I discussed this with Jason before. I said I actually wanted to do aromatherapy online for people. I mean, I offer it as a course thing to teach this, like household aromatherapy and that sort of thing. But this is stuff that doesn't get it's not spoken about. Even how to apply. Someone might say, "How do I do this? Hey, I've got this. How can I treat this?" And remember, we are just treating the body. We're not curing it. We can't cure anything. That. We can't. It's just treating. So. You're welcome, guys. I'm just saying everything. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. Any questions? Any other questions before I end it, I guess? Did you guys have any questions? Did I do your heads in? I apologize.
No, we got coffee.
Nope, we just got coffee.
Oh, excellent. Yummy. Cheers. So you're on another 2 cups, Raven, yes?
There she is. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Wow.
Wow.
Look at that. She's got a glass of wine. Yummy. Look at that.
This is actually port. This is actually Port Witches.
Oh.
This is the last of my Coven's bottle of port that I won fair and square. So I thought, woo!
You look so cute. I like your lipstick.
Thank you. It's a standard red.
What is Owlvine snacking on? She's making me hungry.
What have I missed?
You missed Aroma 101, Aromatherapy 101.
Oh, fuck.
Well, a brief
I really wanted Aroma 101. So down with that.
That
Cheers.
was awesome.
That's right. I'll do more videos and stuff. I'll definitely get you. Everyone's telling me that I'll do more. I'll definitely do it.
Now
Yeah,
Crimson
absolutely.
Fire is taking us on a field trip to her garden.
Oh my god, let's see.
Yes.
Oh, her
Sorry,
garden's
guys. I'm
beautiful.
just trying. I'm gonna lose light, so I'm just grabbing some stuff.
We
while
hear
you
the
guys are
crickets.
chatting.
We hear the crickets. We
I'm
actually
talking.
we have some sort of night bird outside, and I'm just like, "Do you hear that, Noah?" And he's like, "Yeah, some crazy damn night birds out there." We're like, "What is going on?" It's 2 a.m. here.
Wow.
It's 2
I'm just
a.m. Did
gathering
you
some
say
things.
2 a.m.?
2 a.m.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. I love it. You guys are out of your mind. You're out of your mind. We can totally be friends.
Yes, we are. This is only live too. We still have 4 more live.
Because I just said the F word twice and I just realized this is not my channel.
Oh fuck!
Well, you never know, you never know.
Oh, Lordy.
So what's going on? What's going on in there? I can't see anything.
Ooh, is that an Easter Island?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. It is. He kind of protects my tomatoes, so I'm just harvesting some tomato
Yum.
leaves.
Those look good.
Not
They
the
do.
fruit. Oh, they're finished. These are the last little things because we're in autumn. So
Quickly go to the
I'm just quickly. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like my light is going. So I'm just gonna do this. So we've got the grapevine. So
Wow.
I'm just gonna pick some grape as well.
The light looks okay.
Do you
It's
guys
not
know-
like dim at all.
Yeah, we can see.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good.
Oh, I must have a good camera. I'm just gonna pick some leaves off. Grapevines are like my favorite thing ever. So
So pretty.
I was actually gonna pull the stalk of corn out with you guys. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Mm.
right. Let me see. Now
Wow.
Little
you can
pumpkin.
see the corn in that.
Mhm.
Yeah. These pumpkins are here because they're gonna decompose and lend all their magic to the soil.
Awesome.
So ready? We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Ready, steady.
Ready?
There we go.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Pull
pop him
that.
down. I'm gonna pop him down. Look at
Now I
him.
want corn.
You want
So
some
we're
corn?
gonna. I'm gonna dry that.
Just thought it
Because
naturally
corn,
I've never seen that movie.
the corn is the last sign of our light. So as soon as that corn dries, we're actually heading into the underworld. We're heading into winter. So it's like awesome. So we're gonna do that. I'm so sorry if I'm breathing heavy. I don't even know what's going on.
No, you're good. We hear you loud and clear, and we can see your garden really well too.
I can
Really
hear
pretty.
these
So we've got the.
breathiness. I can hear this just guttural breathiness right now.
Sorry.
Totally
That's
digging it.
me.
Guys.
That's
No,
me.
that's apparently random. She'll breathe
So these are
heavy.
peppers.
She's got skills, but she's gonna breathe them at you.
I love you guys. Oh my god. So we're gonna go get some pomegranate as well, not the actual fruit, but the
Oh.
leaves
I love it. I love it.
and some branches. So look, it's autumn colors coming in. Look,
So pretty.
it's a little bit still,
You have like a
but the autumn colors are coming in.
Mm.
Oh, I should have done a
What's
garden
in
tour.
I love gardening. It's like my favorite thing.
Little chirp, 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 chirp.
quick grab.
If you
Sun's
have
going-
light when you're done, Avalon, you're more than welcome. She wants to do a garden tour.
Yeah.
What happened? What I did?
Oh, I said if you have light when she's done, you're more than welcome to take us on a garden tour.
Oh no, see, I live in a jungle, so it's all just green.
Oh,
There's
okay.
nothing special. It's green. It's just green, 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 green. No special variety, just green.
Mm.
So we've got blackberries and some raspberries. So we're taking some raspberry bush. This is raspberry here, and this is the blackberry bush. And I'm just going to take, and that's my dog Phoenix who wants to come out and. So I let some of these blackberries already dry on the bush, but I'm going to dry them further. If you can see that.
Oh yeah.
I've got terrible nail polish on today. Oh my gosh. So we're going to move.
Woo!
To
Look at your little garden hole.
chilies.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk. So these are chilies.
Woo!
See the chilies?
Tomatillo.
So we're going to. Oh yeah. We're going
Green
to take
sauce.
some of these guys.
Green sauce.
Green
Protective
sauce for
workings,
Arwen.
mate. So for some, I'm actually going to dry all of these. So none of them are going to go without drying them. I'm going to head over to the maples. So we're going to get some maple. Oh my
Look
god!
at you. I am so impressed. This is amazing.
Wow.
Incredible.
So here's the maple. Can you see all those leaves drying out now?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
So pretty.
So they're drying out.
We're some
I'm just going to take a few because I really want them for a blend. Okay. We're going to go.
Owlvine, your hair is like highlighter purple right now. It's just like going motherfucking boom in my
Right?
face. And I'm like,
So
yes, so awesome. Look at it.
silver birch.
That's witch purple. That's not just any kind of purple. That's like witch
That's
purple.
actually what it's called. It's witch purple. But not really, but
Sorry.
okay.
I do know my hair colors.
You need to put Owlvine in the commercial for that dye.
Mhm.
You do it
Those of you
justice.
who
Like you do it more
actually-
than justice, actually. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Can you see this?
I know, I'm very jelly. I'm very jelly. I know the upkeep. I'm impressed and I'm jealous because I understand that purple will go everywhere in your house and on your pillowcases and on your hands and everything. Because I've had the same experience with red and I'm just like, I'm lazy and so I don't want to clean up that kind of nonsense.
She's
Like,
been
if I
caught
had it
single-handed.
If I had known before I did it, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I'm glad I didn't.
Zebra. Is that what is that? Is that a cricket that's like, is he shouting?
Yes, yes, he is. So lemon balm and
Yay.
lemon verbena as well, right next to each other.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that smells so yum. Mine.
I love lemon.
Mine. And some lemon balm. Oh my god, I love that smell. Holy moly.
Just planted lemon balm.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to grab some parsley. Okay. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to like stump you. Like I'm just like trying to get all this sorted. Who plays with strawberries? Anyone?
Oh my god.
Strawberries are lovely.
Strawberries are
Like-
so much awesome. But the
I'm
plant
gonna
of
go
the
farm
like
for you and
leaves.
just like live there.
And everyone knows this one. Who doesn't know these guys? Hi, we love you. I want some flowers and some stems.
We do love you. We can't grow you up here, so we love you from afar.
Oh. And then we're going to go up here to some sage. Everyone's either favorite or least favorite,
Alex.
depending.
I love it. Don't bag sage. Oh.
Alex's ears are burning right now.
But that's not the kind of
Yeah,
sage
that's
that
not the
we
one.
burn, right?
No, we burn the white seed.
We burn
California
the white sage.
Clary sage is really good. I love clary sage.
Now the light can go away because it's nearly
Oh,
done.
look at that beautiful space.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I got to
I'm
visit
sorry, guys.
yesterday and it's like, holy shit.
We're gonna hear
I
all
saw
about
that on Facebook and I didn't
my
know, and I'm like, maybe this is an
God!
old photo.
Oh,
Awesome.
Weird.
Looks fab.
Crimson, that was so awesome. She's all
She's all
tired.
tired.
It's a big block. I can't. But just shh.
He's gonna take off that wig and start fanning at
Yeah.
some point. It's hot.
Oh my goodness me.
You don't have like a green thumb. You have like a green hand. That was amazing. That was awesome.
This is
He's the
so,
green woman. What are you
listen,
talking about?
Yeah, the green woman. There you go.
Do you want to have a chat about him? Do you want to have a chat about them, or do you want to?
Yes.
What do you want to do? All right. So
Well, I want to hear about your plans, and then I want to hear about the trip with Owlvine. That sounds interesting.
Oh, that was so much fun. Did we not have like the best time yesterday, sweetheart?
Oh
We
my
had
god,
such a good time.
yeah. I'm still recovering.
Magic. Oops. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this. Can you see that? Can everyone see that? Does anyone know what that is? I know what it is, but
Grass.
it's called grass. It's called grass. Yep. This is grass. And so many people.
We all
I wanted to start
I
off
know.
with
We all failed.
I was trying to make it all complicated. I'm like,
I know.
you know,
what could it be?
so I mean, I really wanted
Everything's
to start
bigger in
off with this
Australia, apparently.
I really wanted to start off with this because it is the most available to everyone in every part of the world, right? Grass, yeah?
Yeah.
It is amazing shit, just saying. So, to enhance...
Let's also
did I
take it for
bleep? I
granted.
did. I'm sorry. Bleep. I bleeped. This is protection, like you have like no idea how protective grass can be, right? In the olden days, they used to like see this prong here. I just ripped it off. They used to actually do not magic with grass and not the grass, and create amulets and talismans with the grass, and then you can have wreaths with the grass and hang them in your windows and doors, any entry point to ward off evil. So just like simple knots, you know, like that. There's so much goodness.
What which culture? Which culture practice?
So you've got it. I'm talking about Balkans.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We were hearing this growling. We couldn't figure out what it was, but I started the coffee pot. So the coffee started to brew, and it scared the crap out of us. And we're like, what is that noise?
It is. It's 2 a.m. here. So.
By the end of it, you guys
I'm
are gonna.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was scared by coffee.
Oh, my sweetheart. So in the Balkans, Avalon, about Hedwig, but I know that there is like the ancient Romans used to do it. I don't know about the Middle Eastern countries because they're kind of dry sometimes. Don't know how much grass they had, but definitely, you know, hedge awesomeness.
That's fabulous.
Birch. I love birch. Does anyone have any birch trees? If you're in Australia, do you have any silver birches growing near you?
I do.
It's already changed colour. Do you?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're so
I have like
coconut trees. That's about all I got.
Like this?
The big
birch?
coconuts.
Protected.
So pretty. I love that. I love the bark of the white birch.
Oh, look at the little spider. Hang on, I got a little creature. Hang on, come on, dude.
Spidey.
Spidey goodness.
Yeah.
So the birch trees are also very, very amazing for protection. You can hang them above your door. So just as a branch, like you could just do this and create a little tuft out of it, bind it up, hang it on your window, on your door as well for protection. But when I dry these guys, this one's already dry because it's autumn, so his leaves have already turned. I will just let the stem dry out properly now because he's been attached to the tree, and then use that in my blends. So in my incenses, whether it is for protective work, these are great for expulsion of baneful energy as well. So exorcisms, but not in the exorcist type way.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that kind of. It's expulsion of baneful energy, right?
So like nasty neighbors and dodgy relatives and shit.
They won't walk through your threshold. They just won't pass the threshold.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really good to know.
Maple is amazing too. If you ever want to enhance your magical abilities, so psychic abilities, but also really get in touch with self, maple, make an incense out of maple. It'll just, it's almost mugworty, not in its scent, but in its properties.
Mugworty.
And like, look how pretty that, it's like a little wave. It's saying, hey,
Hey.
like it's a little hand.
Like a little duck foot.
So I will dry these guys out. But it is a great ward. Like, so you can hang maple as well. I just have, like, I don't know, Owlvine, you didn't go directly into the front bit of the house, did you, sweetie, yesterday? You were just in the kitchen with me. But I've got like branches everywhere, and I've got leaves hanging everywhere, and I've just got stuff in my house that just does that. Oh my God, I love you. Look at you. So these are roses. My roses are still going. I love roses so much. But I will dry these guys out just as is. So I'll hang it up in a very dry area. Dry area, no humidity, no wetness. I know a lot of people like to use what is it called? Dehumidifiers or whatever?
Or dehydrator?
Dehydrators.
Yeah. But I'm not that person. I just actually like to hang it up, and when it's ready, it's ready. Like, it's done. Like, I'm not lazy witch, but I'm kind of time poor. So what else did I pick for you guys? Oh my God, blueberries. So much awesome. Okay, so blueberries. Oh no, blackberries first. Let's do the blackberries. Because because they look the same. If you look at the leaves of the blueberries, the raspberries and the blackberries, the leaves look very similar. So this is your blackberries. And blackberries are healing, abundance, money. You can use them, the berries themselves, as well as the leaves after they've dried in your spells. But these guys were traditionally used for like Lunaside. If those of you out there who celebrate Sabbats, they used to make blackberry pies during Lunaside, and they're really, really sacred to goddesses like Bridget and stuff. But I think they're just so, I love plants. Like, I think they're just so pretty. Am I still here?
You're still here.
Very
I don't
good.
know. Okay. Chilies.
Yum.
Chilies. Have you ever had dried chilies on your windows, anyone? It's such a Balkan thing.
Yes, I'm Brazilian.
Right.
Italians hang them in the house.
Yep.
So you'd get them, and you would bind them up, and you would hang them in your windows, and you'd let them naturally dry. And then you'd still use them for food as well. But my baba used to have one that she wouldn't let anyone touch, because that one was the ward, right? So you couldn't eat the one that was the ward, because you'd be taking in everything it captured. Does that make any sense? So she eventually she would label the two. You know? So because it's just chilies hanging.
Yeah.
So one would be, eventually she for us kids as we grew older, because we could then reach stuff, she would put an upside down unhappy face and a smiley face on the other one. So chilies are amazing for protection, just as decorative.
How scholarly.
But right? Happy, sad. But I mean, for us eating chilies, like, I love chilies. Like, chilies are amazing to me. But utilizing them in when they're dried out, be very careful with touching chili, whether it's dry or not, because you will burn the hell out of your eyes if you should touch them, or any patch of skin that you should touch. But once they're dry, you can grind them up. Be very careful when you're burning chili in incenses as well, because that's very called noxious or toxic to your sight. It'll make you water. It's like they use it in pepper spray, right? That's what they use. Peppers in pepper spray, duh. That's a thing. Pomegranate. Last one. I'll do one more, because then everyone else can do, and I'll just dry them as you guys talk. So this is pomegranate. Usually you guys will see like pomegranate. So this is a branch. Usually, guys, you'll see a pomegranate. It's that beautiful red fruit with the jewels. I call them jewels in the pomegranate, right?
Like
and my God, I could sit down and eat 10, right? And so these beautiful little jewels, they look like rubies. And I used to pretend as a kid, because we used to have lots of pomegranates in our yard, that I was like a princess with all my rubies, and then I'd eat them all, and then they were mine. So too much information. But these are really amazing for divination as well, protection as well. These are sacred to Persephone, which is one of my matrons. And it's her time now for us, as it is for you guys. She's coming out to you. We're going down with her right now. And what else? Oh, and you can also hang these above your doorways as wards as well. I just like hanging plants in my house.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Do you guys do that? All right, we are done. I'm not going to go into any more. I picked lots, but I'll leave it at that because otherwise we'll be here all bloody night. Sorry.
That's kind of the plan.
Yeah, for us.
Oh, yeah, no, for you guys, but I think we've got like still Owlvine and Avalon to do a few things, I think. Isn't that
Did you
right?
want to do this first?
Oh, well, I mean, they can go.
Okay. So who's next?
I'll be around. I'll be
This
here.
is like free chat when we don't have like a specific topic.
I'm just here to drink, folks.
Watch you drink. Can you see this photo?
Yeah, I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything to say. Just whatever.
Tell us about your trip. I want to hear all about your trip.
Oh, look, I have you eating at my house.
Yeah,
My
that's right.
trip.
To Crimson's house.
Oh, to Crimson's house.
Oh,
Well,
that was a trip.
Yeah.
I got in my car and I drove to her house, which isn't very far.
Wow, sounds awesome.
It was awesome, man.
How many pit stops did you make? Zero.
Zero
What are you in like half an hour?
Yeah, half an hour. And that's
not
only
bad.
because I have to kind of go out and back in again. Like, it's even closer as the bird flies. It's like really close. So, and that's just like through country roads or whatever. So it's like a really nice drive.
Country roads. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was good. And then
Wish kangaroos on the way up.
no kangaroos, but I saw 2 dead foxes.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see a lot of squish things on the road coming up. I'm like, oh, look
What
at
road was this on?
This is on Sunbury
I'm gonna-
Road.
on Sunbury
They
Road.
were gone. Like when I came back through, they were gone already. So
Oh, boo!
Somebody pick them up.
Sorry.
somebody got them.
The winding
I
path.
would've.
I'm okay. I'm just chilling out. I'm actually sitting out on the couch and keeping warm.
You look so comfortable.
It
Cloaking
is.
himself in mystery.
So how did it feel to sit in the chair?
Oh my god,
Oh,
it was amazing.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Did you put on a wig too?
I didn't actually.
No.
I didn't do that.
She doesn't need one. Look at her hair. It's like amazing.
It's like the throne from the King of Thrones, right? She sat in the chair. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I thought of when you said that on Facebook last night.
Winter is coming. It really is. Like actually,
It
is
is.
winter coming.
It's
I'm so glad you guys got to like hang out. That's so cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Like, and we entered like some kind of like time warp where
Time warp.
all this stuff happened and time just stood still, and we're like, oh, we've still got like half an hour to say like goodbye and whatever now. So it's cool. Just like all this stuff went down. It was amazing.
You know, it was fun. We can't talk about it, but no, we really had a good time. I just think it's very interesting when, you know each other online, and then there is that, and it's still connectivity, but it's very different to actually engage in one-on-one connectivity, like in person, right? And the fact that the person, you might not know them all too well. I mean, we're online. It's not like we know each other's worlds or lives or anything like that. So I think we covered like, I don't know, like certainly 38 years of my life. I don't know how many years of your life, right? In like, I don't know, what, like 2 hours or something? And you were here since like 10 and you left at 3:30. So that was like, how many hours was that? We time warped.
So like you guys, did it just feel like you were catching up, or did it feel like you guys were
5
meeting for the
hours.
first time?
No, we were catching up. We were like,
Right? Exactly.
we've known each other. Like we've known each other since like I know you and I'm like, I know you. What is this? Like, what is this?
Right?
What sorcery is this? But it was just so much fun, and just sharing in sacred space together, and it's just amazing. So I can't wait for you guys to come to Australia. Hurry the F up.
Hurry the F
Oh,
up.
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, we gotta win the damn lottery. But the thing, I told you guys already, like, if I go, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay there.
Good.
And the problem with that is what?
Yeah.
I need a
What is
visa.
that
I need
problem?
somebody to marry me.
Arranged.
Arrange, yeah.
I second that.
And a girl.
I need my papers.
I need my favorite.
We'll fix it. It's just amazing, guys.
I'm gonna be the first bachelor of Australia. I'm gonna go on that bachelor
Yes.
show.
Oh my god, I love you. Oh my god.
I'll use your roses.
Love it. I love the vibe in this virtual circle.
What are you drinking? Are you drinking
Port.
something?
Port.
Port.
I'm so
Sharing,
jealous.
sharing.
I was
So am
gonna
I.
buy wine, and then I was like, no, I better not. I just won't. And then I'm like, damn it, I want wine now.
You can have wine tomorrow with us.
It's gonna
Stay.
be 11. Tomorrow's too early to drink wine. I can't be like a morning
Oh,
drinker.
is it tomorrow?
It's never too
It's
early.
8 o'clock our time though. You can. You'll be okay.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. It's gonna be 8 p.m. for us, so you're good.
My excuse.
Love
Oh
it.
God.
So, I know that Owlvine has a lot of plants growing in her backyard, and she's taken a lot of them to harvest. And you found that you can actually you ID them, right? You identified them, and you're able to eat them.
Yeah. Look, I don't I've got at the moment, I've got 4 things growing, 3 have come back because over summer everything doesn't really grow very well. Although this summer it's been pretty good because it's been quite rainy.
Mm-hmm.
But I have an abundance of dandelion, and that's something that I use quite regularly. So I like to drink dandelion tea. Dandelion is great basically to substitute for greens in anything. So salads, anything with eggs. I
Ooh,
also
that's
give it to my
good.
chickens as well. So I cook it up with their food and give it to them too. Dandelion's amazing. But I'm really excited because the mallow has started growing back now. I'm like, yes. And we have purslane as well, which I'm super excited about. And the other one that I can't remember the name of now also starts with P. But yeah, so to learn, because I've been getting questions how do I learn this stuff? And
Yeah.
it's a bit of a process. I can only identify a few, but I just use what I know. But I found the most helpful thing, because there are lots of books on it and that sort of thing, but getting hands-on experience is what's helpful, because you can look at pictures and go, yeah, but I'm not really sure. So you can do wild edible walks. There's one in Melbourne. I know there's a few Melburnianites here. So that is called Wild Weed Walks or something like that. It's in Hillsville Sanctuary.
Okay.
Sounds dodgy.
So
It's the weed bit. Just saying.
it's so not dodgy. It's the
Sounds dodgy.
I'm sorry, anything with weed in the title, I'm a bit like, what? What do you mean? Is that a double entendre? Is that a thing? Is someone trying to be clever? Just saying.
I'd
Proceed,
say
though.
it to my mom. I'm like, I'm going on this wild weed walk, and she's like, what? I'm like, no, it's not
See?
that good. It's just
That's a good one.
But I found that really helpful. So it's this woman, and she, takes you around her property and shows you all these different wild edibles, and you get to taste them as well, and so get to hold them and see what they actually look like. And I go, oh, I've got this in my garden. I've seen this before. So there are people like this all over the world. So I would recommend looking up wild edible walks and different things like that, and see who's in your area. A lot of the time they can come to your property as well, if you want to know specifically
Wow.
what's
That's
on
pretty cool.
yours. And that's a good place to start, as well as getting books and things like that, watching YouTube videos. But the most helpful, I think, is to find someone who knows and get them to show you. And the thing with dandelion, pretty much all dandelion is good to eat. There is one kind that is poisonous, and it's one of the tall ones. So how sometimes most dandelions are single stalk. But there are some that are multi-stalk up here. If they have a flower on the top that is just in seed. So you know when it goes white,
Yeah.
white and fluffy. So if there's
Mhm.
one that is white and fluffy on top all the time, it never is a yellow flower first, then that's the poisonous one.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Single dandelion, you're good, and you can eat all of it, roots, leaves, stalk, flower, everything. Just don't eat when it goes to seed. That's for when it's for wishes.
Oh,
Not tea.
wow.
Oh. Wow.
So no one
we're
kill
learning all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Winning.
So yeah,
Just for wishes.
just for wishes. So that's my spiel, I think. I didn't prepare.
No worries. So what kind of thing, you just put them in salads? Is that what you do with them?
Yeah, mostly salads, tea, and just like frittatas and scrambled eggs,
That
you know,
sounds
stuff
good.
like that. Last year, I made a completely wild salad. So I did put like
I remember.
cucumber and tomato in there, but all the greens were wild.
Mhm.
And I gave it to my husband, and we're both eating it. And we're like, it was so bitter because usually I put lettuce. It was just all these wild edibles, and we're like, holy crap! So
But you felt
experiment,
so
you
woke
gotta
when
let
you
them
ate
in
it.
slowly.
So spiritual.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It's a really nice way to connect, I think, with your land as well. Like to be able to eat
Oh, yeah.
food that's on your land without, and it's straight from Mama Earth as well. Like I don't do anything, and my garden goes crazy. And people go, "Oh, the weeds, the weeds." Eat the weeds. They are
Yeah.
better than anything you will buy in the shop. And people sell dandelion tea and stuff for like so much money. It's in your
Mhm.
backyard.
Yep.
It's right there. So anyway, yeah.
That was awesome.
I love it.
Everybody's like, well, I could share my photos from my garden.
Yay!
Yes.
Do it.
Raven Flowers garden. Okay. All right. Well, here, it's going to show you eating. Okay. Here is my carrot.
Oh,
Coming up.
Ooh.
So pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. But there's more carrot. Okay, this is something that's native here. This is actually bluebonnet. This is our flower, and I wish I should probably bring up a bluebonnet for them to see. Those are my beets.
oh, I love beets.
You love beets?
So good.
Little cat Siggy, because she started eating all of the leaves back out there. But those are my beets coming.
Oh,
next
look
to
at
the
that
carrot.
stalk. That's so amazing.
They're so pretty.
Oh,
I love
they
them.
are.
Let's see. These are my
I like
potatoes.
red things.
My potatoes are
Cool.
starting to grow. So I have like 4 of these.
The plant based.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the squash. And the
Looks
squash
such a
has
proud
gone out of
mama.
control. Do
This
you
is-
see how tall? Do you see like the edge of the roof? This is how
Wow.
tall
Yes.
my squash got. So I look like a shrimp next to this plant. It's as tall as Noah.
Wow. Are they yellow
Just
squashes?
for reference, how tall are you, Noah? Because
I'm
you know you
6
could.
inches.
Sorry.
6 foot 6 inches.
Oh, okay.
So
So not
tall. They're tall.
And then this is more of the herbs. So I've got, let's see, right here I have the sage that you could, that is, well, I have that sage. And then, and then I've got the lavender
That
over
is
here.
the walk in the weeds.
Yeah, this is the walk in the weeds right here. Then I've got like 4 or 5 different kinds of lavender. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different kinds of lavender on that side.
I love.
I gotta keep
Cilantro?
looking. Oh, the cilantro is the big bushel in the middle.
Oh wow.
Something that we use in like pico de gallo or salsa,
Mhm.
you know, here. And then you have to go to the other side. Oh, oregano, going crazy.
Oh.
Oh, there's that sage again. I have a
It's just
fondness.
sage, but if you happen to burn it,
You happen to burn it. Yeah. I was on a threesome chat
Smell
with Tequila and Trina, and I went out to the garden. I ran to like show them this leaf because I didn't know what kind of sage it was. And they looked it up and they're like, "Oh, that's the one that you can get high off of." And I'm like, "Oh, I see." Oh, I see.
Excellent.
Yeah, and Lady Grave Dancer was just like, "Do you feel like really calm after you burn it?" And I'm like, "I do, actually, I do."
do you feel very hungry after you burn it?
It's the energy of the plant.
Uh-huh.
Just the
Uh-huh.
energy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then I have all these different kinds of basil. So I have 2 different kinds of purple basil, and then 2 different kinds of green. So that's coming up. Oh, that was
I love springtime.
time.
Time.
That was good timing.
Time.
And then this is one of my fabulous crystals that my husband got in Arkansas when he went.
Oh,
But this is one that I move around, and the beets really like it. It's pretty lovely.
That's
Look at those
beautiful.
stalks.
That
I'm
is
so
gorgeous.
jelly of those stalks.
And then,
Those stalks are amazing.
oh, I wish I could send them to you. I can't. I can't send
I know,
anything
we're
to
not
you other
allowed.
than my love.
No plant matter.
I love you.
It's so
Australia
Yeah.
sucks. Actually, Australia doesn't suck. Australia Post sucks. Let's just be
Australia Post does fucking suck.
Yes.
It does. It sucks,
Ugh.
and it sucks hard. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you guys can send us this kind of stuff, but we cannot send you guys this kind
Because
of
your
stuff.
country isn't uptight like ours with the postal service. Can't
I
do
don't
this,
understand
can't
it.
do that. Rules, rules, rules.
I really didn't want to believe it until I went to the website, and then I had to like print out the book, and then I gave it to him. I'm like,
Yeah.
look at this thing. I'm
It
like,
was-
it's heavy. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Here's all you cannot do. We were like
It's
checking
ridiculous.
stuff off of our list. We're like, nope, and nope.
I
and
even
nope.
wanted to send like a $2 bill because those are not so common over here, so I use them for like lucky luck magic stuff like that. And it says there no money, no currency. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
No money.
Really?
Tell
That's
me about it.
Yeah.
I know. It's stupid. That's like apparently so the lawyers here and stuff, like we have that many law books in Australia, like it's a joke. It is
Really?
like this massive, huge library, and everything contradicts. Like this
Every
rule,
day.
but that goes
Everything.
against this rule. Like it's insane. Like we are always breaking laws, like every day. But good thing is here that we don't have a suing. What's the word? Like culture. Like suing isn't a big thing here. Like I know it is.
it's no,
more
that's
in the
right.
US.
It's not litigious.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are not a litigious culture. We're not.
Yeah.
We have a constitution, and then we have a branch of contradicting legislation following the constitution. And so if you want to read up about it and be very smart, you can actually say, well, the constitution says this, ipso facto, I'm your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
just bummed me out. I'm like, you can't send plant matter. Like that means like nothing at all.
Nothing.
That means no tea.
None of the
Well,
fun stuff. Yeah.
No tea, no incense, no fun, no nothing.
All the fun
Don't
stuff.
get
Definitely
fun.
sex.
No
Definitely
fun.
sex.
Avalon,
I have
you
had all
received
those
the-
things arrive though. Like those things have come through for me before. I think it's a matter of luck. Like
I think it's witchcraft.
I want to know because Avalon, you receive the moon box, correct, every month,
Yeah, I do.
and that comes from
I
the.
would
And
I would
love
send it
them.
if it wasn't for the $60 sign that comes along with it.
Does that come from the state?
That comes from the States. Oh no, they're Canada, I think.
So how do they end up sending because I watched a couple of your videos where they sent like sage and they sent out those items. How do they get that through customs? Did they?
It
Because
doesn't
this
get
is the
flagged.
thing that I'm finding. Sorry.
It doesn't get flagged because
That
it's in a
that
box.
this is what they said. This is like a baby's breath besom, right? Which I love.
Yeah.
I'll just dust with this gorgeous magic right here. But this is fresh. It's fresh, and they send like little dried packets of not incense, herb. So I've gotten thyme and orange peel and all manner of lovely thing. Oils with herb in it, candles. Really lovely, and it comes beautifully preserved. It comes, but I will say this: it is a box within a box. So when you get it, it's like legit packaged. So I'm not sure if it's the way that they package it. Inside everything is like legitimately packaged, and then the box itself is packaged, and then the outer box is freaking packaged. So like you're like, it's the Everest.
You have to do 2 unboxing videos, one for just the box, and then the other one's actual stuff.
It's legit, I do. I'm like, oh, the box within the box. I'm like, I'll do these ones.
That's funny. Yeah, it's so when we do send stuff, we have to like list everything, like all the contents on the outside of the box, right? Yeah, it's like it's pretty.
I gave you
crazy.
the book, the manual.
Someone sent me herbs and they just labeled the whole package as art, and that worked. So I don't know, like instead of doing each individual thing, because there was bones in there, there was dirt, like lots of organic matter, and it came through. So.
Well, the thing is, we managed to send over to the States because I had a couple of international orders. So someone ordered one of my sprays, and it got through because I claimed it as spray, so that it actually ended up going through. Same thing as like bath bombs and stuff. I think as long as you declare what's in there, it'll be fine. It can't be flammable. It can't be any of those sort of items. That's what we're looking at here because everyone's asking me. Like lodestones. I remember, lodestones are a thing. You can't send lodestones because they're magnetized. But yeah, they have to be like demagnetized in order to send them or something. And I'm like, what? It's stupid because then where the hell are they getting these lodestones from to get them into the country anyways?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's random. I came back from Brazil last year with so much plant matter in my bag. I had wood, I had shell, I had bone, I had oil, I had everything. I basically gave all of my clothes to my sister and put all of this witchcraft in my bag. And when I was hauling ass through the airport here, they're like customs, and I'm like, oh, motherfucker. And I declared everything. And when I finally got there, they're just like, oh, you can go. And I'm like, what?
Oh.
Like, what?
Wow.
And I marched out there with a transvestite woman on my arm. I marched out of there. Like, it was absolutely awesome. Like, legit.
Oh my God. Oh my, well, okay. So when we went to when my husband and I went to the UK cruise, and we went all the way around the British Isles, and I had collected plants, just like from my little walk or my excursion or whatever, in like a little diary, and I put it in my little book. And we also have seeds from Monet's garden, like from his actual garden, and like I am like contraband, going through, and like Heathrow Airport, their customs is this great big huge room that you've got to walk through. And my husband's like, just keep walking. He's like, you look so guilty. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't want to get caught. Keep walking. I'm like, I'm scared, but I got him through. Yeah.
Here we go. Ancient Visions apparently smuggled 5 kilograms of coffee beans back from Colombia.
Oh my God.
Good for you. Right on.
Oh my
So
God.
naughty.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So good.
Crazy. Like, I think it's just ridiculous now that we pay for so much for postage, and then
So much.
we pay so much. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then there's also on top of that restrictions put on, and I'm like, do you know what? This is beyond a joke. It is beyond a freaking joke now that what gets sent. I even said to Jason here, we were discussing about with the Australian Post. It's disgusting with the service, disgusting with a lot of things. You might as well pay for a courier to come to collect and ship out orders. It's actually cheaper to do it that way than to go with Australia Post.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It's cheaper. So I'm gonna probably by halfway through this year, I'm gonna probably switch over and just do everything to be delivered that way, because it's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. You know, you're paying like $10 at a time. You know, oh, it's just over 500 grams, so you have to pay an extra $3-4 on top to then ship out like one item, and I'm like, what, for like 10 grams over a 500 gram bag, you have to charge an extra $4 for 10 grams. 10 motherfucking grams, really?
That's a Raven.
Like, that's how.
Wow.
Everyone
I'd
in
like to invite you to
Australia.
come onto my channel to do Raven rants. I think that you'd be perfect.
Australia's
that
an
passion.
amazing country. It really is. We love Australia, but
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 Oh, I love
there's a
Australia.
big but there.
Yeah, but Australia
There's
Post really can go and fuck itself. Like that's
Yeah.
the bottom line. Like beautiful country,
reals.
great beaches, the people are down to earth. We've got amazing views, you know, natural resources, environment, you name it. But the fucking Post.
I shipped out once to someone 2 candles. They were handmade by Jason, and we bubble wrapped the shit out of this box, right? So nothing could break. I don't know how, in the process of when I delivered it to the post office and then it got to that person's front door, one of the candles had shattered, right?
Whoa.
And I went, what the hell? This is supposed to be a Christmas gift for somebody that was, you know, that she's ordered it for. And I lost my shit at Australia Post. Oh, we have to investigate it because it could have been your fault the way you packed it. I said, I packed that motherfucking thing with bubble wrap. Nothing should have broken. I said, what did they do with the box? Did they just fling it on the ground when they delivered it? They're just fling it into the truck? Like, what did they do with it? How can something that I packed so well that nothing could have broken, one of them broke? They must have flung it somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we have to investigate because it could have been your
That's
fault.
sad. That's really,
Really,
sad.
bitch? Really? I paid $15-20 to ship these 2 candles.
Just breathe. Breathe, loving energy.
Where's your essential oils?
Where's those essential oils?
I love you. I could see his energy just go, ooh, and I'm like, oh,
It's frustrating. It is. Australia Post nightmare. I don't, you know, I can't. I can ramble about them all day.
See, there's a deer in the background that looks very concerned.
Where?
Looks very concerned.
Oh. I saw
have
the cat pillow and the duck one too.
Pudding.
Oh, it's so
Pudding?
Oh!
Oh.
It's a pudding. I love it.
It's a pudding pillow.
It's a pudding. Oh man, I'm hungry. That's terrible. Lunch today.
Drink some wine. That'll fix you.
Want dinner?
Can we apparate some food, please?
Please.
Please.
I want food.
Please.
I'm eating lollies. It's not enough.
We're not eating
Oh,
now.
at least you have lollies.
I got lollies.
What time is it? It's
Lollies?
like 7
7.
o'clock. Oh, it's dinner time. That's why I'm hungry. Like, so dinner time. So what is going on? Because we're in, like, there's 3 of us in Melbourne, and Avalon, you're up in Cairns, right?
Yeah.
Are you an hour behind us, sweetie?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you still got daylight.
till tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't call it daylight. There is a storm overhead, so it's getting darker. But like, I'm very disappointed with our storm, with our natural occurrences up here of late. They threaten beautifully, We've got mountains all around, and then you get, these beautiful ominous clouds and the mistiness, and like, I'm talking like all the street lights automatically go on and people pop on their headlights, and it's dark. It's dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it rains for a microsecond, and then it's like bye-bye, and then all the steam raises from the ground.
I love
like
that. Oh my God,
some kind of like devil demon. And you walk outside and you're just like it's like hitting a wall of humidity. You hit this fucking wall of humidity, and I'm just like, why do I live here? Why?
That's gonna be me in the
That's what you're
summer.
gonna be saying. That's what you're gonna be saying. It's gonna be like, oh.
No, because like the other day I called it a freak storm, but for her it's like, no, this is regular. And for me it was a freak storm. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and there was this really crazy storm. That like the winds were like super strong.
He's
The
telling me
water
all
was, like,
about it, and I'm like,
pouring.
you mean that thing that I
Yeah.
slept through? I didn't even realize.
Thunder and lightning and everything. And then the next morning it was like nothing happened. Like everything was
Nothing.
dry. It was freak. It was crazy. I don't know.
It gets so hot, and I'm sure it's very similar to there. But it's gonna like the heat index is gonna be about 117 with 80 to 90% humidity,
Aw,
and he's going to die.
my hair.
Your hair, him and his hair. He's just like, my hair is too long. I'm like, what hair are you talking about? I have to go get a haircut. I'm like,
I did go get a haircut.
Honestly, it's the humidity. If it was just the heat, you could almost deal with it. I've lived in central Queensland where it's just dry heat, like 46 degrees Celsius, dry heat. And you can cope better than like 92% humidity. I was watching Doctor Strange with my husband at 9:30 in the evening, and it was 29 degrees and 92% humidity in Cairns. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. Like, and we just had autumn. I'm just like, oh, no, just no. And but today, I will say this because I have been very whingy and I apologize. Today, I went down to the beach and there was a southeasterly blowing through, and I'm like, season change. Southeasterly change.
That's our
moved.
cool.
Oh.
That's our cool
change.
wind. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Southeasterly hit me in the face, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so happy. I actually did
blow for us.
shed a little tear. Might have been sweat, but it was a tear.
I'm out of coffee.
It's because we have
Wow.
Antarctica below us, so southerly wind is like hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, it's been lovely here today. It's been really nice and
Oh.
cold.
So good.
Oh, stop it. Stop it with your nice and cold. I've got my air conditioner on right now.
Everyone's like, it's cold. Everyone's walking in winter clothes. I'm like, I'm
It's gonna
driving
be me this whole
windows
summer, and you
down.
guys are gonna be all bundled up and be all melting. I'm like, stop it with your cold. I'm gonna die here. I already know it.
Cold. I'm artificially cold. My husband and my 3 children flew out today. This is why I was a little bit late. They flew out today, so I dropped them off at the airport. Their plane was an hour delayed, but I said goodbye to them for 18 whole days so I could stay and have some temple space.
Wow.
I was begging for some temple space.
Wow.
It's gonna be amazing.
And I got back here, and the first thing that I did was turn all my air conditioners down to 19 degrees and poured myself a big quart.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You deserve it. You totally
self-love.
deserve it. Self-love to the max. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now it's done. Now it's done. Right. Well,
So much fun.
what are we doing? What are we going to say? What are we going to talk about? What's happening? Talk to
I
me.
don't know. We still have a good hour.
We still have an hour or so. Let's see.
All right.
Any questions?
I've got a
Any
topic.
questions?
Before.
Toilet break. I need to go toilet break. Okay.
Oh,
Go
sure.
to it.
Oh, me too.
Go toy.
That's it.
We lost half the crew.
That's fine. No, but I do have a good topic. I thought I'll come with ideas, and then none of my ideas I wanted to use, but I do want to use the one that just came to me in a very recent card shuffle, and I wanted to use the topic of dead things.
Ooh, love it.
We've had some questions about that actually, so that would be awesome.
She's having trouble getting out of the onesie.
Yoda!
It doesn't come with a back door. Dead things, yeah. Somebody asked that about using animal bones and stuff like that in your practice. So whoever wants to start is more than welcome, because I really don't use any like that in my practice.
Well,
Avalon, take the floor.
You what?
thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me. I'd like to thank the Academy. My husband, was this last weekend? Yeah, I think it was last weekend. My husband was weeding along the boundary line, and he yelled out to me in this very husband excited voice and went, "Hun, I found something!" And I came running over because he never gets excited. So I come running over, and he's come with his hands out like this, and it could have been a marriage proposal, which, by the way, I never got. So fuck him for that. But he came with me. He came to me with his hands full of snake skin. Right now,
Ooh.
I live in tropical far north, so snakes are always available to me. Snake skins are something that I find it's very much available in my environment. But this was a brown snake skin. This was a brown snake, a king brown snake skin, and I got it. I've never had one before. I've never had one before. And I'll tell you what, the coolest thing I have had, hang on, it's just behind me, the coolest thing I did get, and somebody, because I like dead things, somebody gave this to me for my birthday. And so it's very special. I've got it in an urn.
That's awesome.
But it is a fully coiled snake skin. It came fully coiled.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Look at that.
That is amazing. Oh.
It's perfectly coiled. So lovely. It's so, so lovely. It came perfectly coiled. So I preserve it. But that is my special favorite one. But now I'm drying it off because we did have a bit of rain. I'm drying off my king brown snake skin. And I might pop that bad boy into an oil. But here's the thing. I love to use animal parts in my practice. I use, say, what would you call them? The rhinoceros beetle, the very black rhinoceros beetle. They have a really good shell, and I find them around all of the time. And so for resilience, I like to use their shell, and I'll crush it up and I'll put it in incense for resilience, and I'll roll candles, anointed candles in that incense, and then they'll be my resilience candles. And for snake skin, depending on the snake, if I can identify the snake from the skin, and I'm not fabulous at that, but some are more obvious than others, then I will try to tap into the energy of that particular type of snake, of the actual snake itself, and then work with that kind of energy. So a king brown is a menacing creature. Their venom is incredible. Like that's the kind of bite that will kill you. So that's why the skin, this particular king brown snake skin is so special, is because it's very, very, very venomous. And so it stands to reason that be used in protective magic, and so, or even like hex magic, or even like magic that is designed to disassemble an energy, to really like create the it's to create the energy of, say, the tower in the tarot. So to bring the foundation of something down, because that would annihilate a human being. We are our temples, so from a metaphorical point of view, you could utilize it in that sort of way. And so to utilize snippets of these things is absolutely fabulous. Exoskeletons, love them. Bones, love them. Blood, love them. Umbilical cord, love them. Placenta, love them. I'm a dead things, natural things kind of a
That's
my
awesome.
bag, baby. That's my bag.
That's awesome.
I know.
love
I like for my births, I had a doula for my births, and my doula encapsulated my placenta, and I had pre-organized this with my doula, and when she brought over my encapsulated placentas, my husband went, "What's that?" And I'm like, "My placentas." And he almost vomited in his mouth. He almost vomited in his mouth. He's just like, he didn't say no, he didn't say gross, he didn't say, like, his facial expression said everything, and then he said nothing, and he just let me be, But I will say this like encapsulated placentas are a thing. Dried encapsulated placentas are a thing, and for people who have ever suffered with postnatal depression, encapsulating your placenta and then having your placenta capsule once a day gives you a little happy boost, and so it lessens the severity or even the occurrence of postnatal depression in women. So it's not just a thing, it's a thing, you know?
Yeah, because we don't realize that when you deliver children, when females deliver, the placenta holds all of the vitamins and minerals and
The nutrients.
everything that was supposed to be in the body. Everything is in that. So the only way for the females to get that back in their bodies, to literally will have that.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So,
and animal mothers eat it.
Yeah.
Animal mothers eat it right after they give birth.
That's the reasons why.
There's incredible amounts of like ceremony and ritual around placenta, you know, from the burying of a placenta. And some babies, especially indigenous, they're named after the place where the mother buried the placenta. This is an integration. This is an integration with Western and indigenous culture, though. I wouldn't necessarily say that that is legit Australian Indigenous culture, but it is something that had occurred in a place that I lived in. I lived in a remote Indigenous community called Wadare, aka Port Keats in the Northern Territory, so the red end of Australia. And I met a couple of women, and they had beautiful children. And their children had beautiful names, but their children went by their nickname, and that was basically because that placenta had been buried at, say, one of the little girls was called Nimby, and there was a beach called Nimby, and they buried the placenta there. So the little girl was automatically identified then as Nimby, despite the fact that her name was Arabella. So she was a Nimby. Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got for you. It's not a small topic. Dead things is not a small topic. Dead things is like a long,
No, I have
drawn-out
lots
topic.
of dead things around here. Let's see if I can.
Oh, show me your dead
thing.
thing.
Show me a dead thing. She's looking.
Bobcat.
Hang on, I'm going to turn on a light because my light's fading really quickly.
Can I grab a
All of
dead
us?
thing or two?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on
Are
it.
we getting dead things now?
All right.
Dead
So we're
thing.
going to dead thing. Give me a
So this
second.
is a
We'll get a
bobcat.
dead thing.
Avalon's not here.
1 sec.
Dead thing show and tell, everybody.
Dead thing show and tell.
Well, we should probably put like a
Put on my
disclaimer.
reading table. So let them say hello. Let them say
Have
hello.
them say hello. Oh, wow.
Woo!
Did you break it?
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. I love the bottom jaw.
Have a cow.
Everybody wants to go
Have a
grab
cow,
something
man.
dead. Oh my gosh.
There's my cow. Moo.
Oh, you cow.
And then we've got our goat.
Holy cow.
Hello. I love my little ram, my little goat. And then we've got the ram,
Raccoon.
the big guy.
This is raccoon. Can you see it?
Beautiful. Woo!
Nom, 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 nom.
That's pretty hair.
Yes.
It's like a hair thing. You like clip it in your hair.
It's a bow. It's like a little flower.
That is
It's like a
awesome.
Need that in my life.
She needs it in her life. Oh wow, that's awesome.
This dude's heavy.
I love it when they have the tusks. I love it. The tusks and the horns. I love it. I love it.
Horns.
Ooh, what is that?
What's this?
What kind of flower?
I don't know.
Fabulous.
Apple.
I have some goat horns. Like, can you?
Oh
There's
wow.
So I have two, both like five.
Oh wow.
Those are huge.
Those are gorgeous.
And these are from New South Wales, these ones. And I
That's
use these to connect with
gorgeous.
the horned god.
We're so getting horny with it.
Getting horny with it.
getting horny with it.
I've got to get more horns. Hang on.
I have skulls.
I'm gonna get my wild god. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh yes. I've got this
So wait.
crocodile here.
Oh no way, that's awesome.
So that's on my altar at the moment, this one.
This is a crocodile skull.
Here, hand me the tablet.
And
No, take it.
raven as well, crow skull.
Ooh.
I have a couple of these now.
Ooh,
This
that's
one is
pretty.
one that I purchased, but I actually have one that I was gifted by Mama Earth, which I've just dug up again, which is pretty cool.
Oh, is that what you were poking at the other day when we were,
Yeah.
when we were chatting?
So is that how you get your bones? Like you just bury the dead animal and then you wait for it to like.
Yeah, that's one way. There are different ways that you can do it, but one of, I guess, the easiest ways for people is to just bury it, leave it in the earth for a period of time, and then all the bugs and things clean it off, and then you dig it up again. That's one way to do it. So yeah, you can use chemicals and stuff as well. Another good way is to leave it out, like in the air. But usually then you've got to cage it or something so that animals don't drag it away, depending on what it is. So.
Oh yeah, depending on what it is, and to minimize the smell, you can also add salt.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I see
Oh,
Crimson.
that's beautiful. That's
Say something,
beautiful.
Crimson. Say something.
Aren't they amazing? Can you see
Now we
it?
can see you. Yeah.
There we go.
Hi.
Oh, I love it. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
Oh,
I love it so
horns.
much.
I'm so horny.
I tell you what, I love a good skull. Not for any other reason, not because I think that you need to be witched and use skulls and like that's not a thing. But I actually think that they're very beautiful, and I like to work with the remains of animals to both honor the creature and of course to tap in some of that reminiscent life force. So from a more shamanic point of view.
So
But
I'll show you what I've got here, guys. Oh, sorry. Go for it, darling.
what were you saying? Sorry.
No, go for it, and I'll show you guys what I've got here, and I'll explain the story after. Go for it.
Okay, I was. My husband works for the Department of Environment. He's an environmental scientist, and he specializes in natural resource management and cultural heritage. And so we went to this beautiful place called Skull Camp, which I did video, and we were invited there. And this was like Indigenous lands, and it had incredible stories. It had these beautiful hot springs there, and these hot springs were particularly important and unusual because they were not connected to the artesian basin. So they were anomalies in and of themselves, and they had all of these legends and all of these stories. And while I was over there, the Indigenous caretakers, they gifted me this baby here.
Ooh.
oh my god.
Hello.
And I wanted one because I thought it was a beautiful big property. It was originally a cattle farm, so it was like thousands upon thousands of acres that had been handed over. And so they had access to all of this, all of this bone in the land, and they would go out there and have clear lands, and they would find things, and they had a few of these. And when I walked over and I went, oh my God, look at that skull. He was so kind, and an Indigenous man actually gifted this one to me. So
That's
it's
awesome.
extra special for that reason. But it needs to be cleaned though. I need to actually do the proper cleaning on this one. Maybe I'll do a video about that. Ooh.
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gifted these two beautiful beings here. Now, a friend of mine who she runs a little business selling crystals.
Tell us it's great.
She said to me, Spirit, because she obviously started to work with sort of more shamanic path. She said to me that the Spirit told her that she had to pass these down. So she said, oh, apparently she had to pass these down to me. She doesn't know. She found them in her backyard. And she preserved them. Obviously, she put them under salt and let them dry out for God knows how long. But I don't know if you guys will be able to see this.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
Speak.
The two crow or raven skulls. So they're fully preserved. There's nothing in it. Literally, it's dried out completely. Just the feathers are still on there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And she gave them to me. She goes, if you ever need to get rid of, pass them on, always pass them as a pair, never separately, because they were found together. So I keep them. Obviously, I still keep them together in this container at the moment, but I'm going to put them on the altar because she goes to pass them on as a sort of thing. So I haven't really worked them on the altar, but they are. You can see they're full on, still intact.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So And I thought this was ironic because when I was given these, it was the same time that Odin stepped forward.
Yeah.
Yep,
Right,
hugging
with-
and munning.
Yeah. So I thought, hello, there's a sign right there.
Yep.
But yeah, so I keep them, obviously, I keep them in this container at the moment so they don't go funny, and I don't want to damage them either. So they were given to me as a gift. I mean, I've got skulls. I've got, ram skulls and horns and all this sort of thing as well. And I've got fox bones and deer bones and things like that. But these two are like, I've never had anything like that ever in my entire life. So, she passed on.
I have a thing for nests.
Yeah.
Michael, I have a thing. Now, Alvine, I have a thing for nests.
Yes.
Like, I find nests. Like, I find nests and, like, fallen out of trees and stuff, and I will just collect them. So I've got a raven foot that I've preserved around a little stone in a nest. And Alvine, you saw that massive nest, right? That
was
crazy
amazing.
Nest. Yeah. So I think that one was. I'm not sure whether it was owls. I think it might have been owls because it was really high up and in the crux of the tree. So, yes. I know it's not
I just want to say,
bones, but
so Mystic Witch asked, how do you use Raven's feet in spell work? And I use them protectively or like as a wand, as a substitute, like for a wand. Because crow is an animal that I work with fairly closely, so I feel like it's an extension of that spirit as well, kind of doing things. And if I'm working like with a goddess or god, or just a deity that has anything to do with a raven or crow or a magpie or whatever foot you have in your possession, I think you can do that as well. So what about you guys?
Well, I don't have a raven or a crow.
Neither. I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's something I love.
Ravenfoot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ravenfoot.
No, I
How
don't
do
have
you use
raven.
it, Crimson?
Sorry.
How do you use it in spell work?
So this particular one I use for protective magic. So work as a ward. Two of my matrons and one of my patrons all are associated with ravens. So depending if I'm doing anyone workings with deity as well that's associated with ravens, I will hold and channel the raven foot to also draw in their energy. What else do I do with it? Communication with spirit is another one. Raven's feet are, again, like you can waft to cross. I don't know if anyone's done any crossing work. So if something's actually coming your way, baneful energy. I know I'm that person that carries a raven's bloody foot in my bag, but you can actually cross their paths, right? So that you're like literally warding with the raven because they're a really amazing animal that's connected to spirit. So like you literally cross, or I mean, you can do any protective symbol you wish. I actually just use crosses. They're as old as the living day, right? So crosses are very easy. So I don't have to remember sigils and stuff. I'm just like, oh, come on. But like, so that's another thing. And I actually like communing with ravens, or crows even. So ravens and crows. I think this is an Australian raven foot. So it's not a crow, but it's an Australian raven. But I really think they work hand in hand. They work. It's the same carrion, right? So when I actually do communicate with ravens, so I have chats with the ravens, and they caw at me, and then I caw at them, and all of that kind of stuff. I feel, not that it's a thing, but I feel really like I'm connected to them when I'm holding a piece. Does that sound weird? Like, I'm
Sounds perfectly normal.
You're preaching to the choir, so it's fine.
So, but I also use you saw yesterday, sweetheart, raven feathers, crow feathers, everywhere. Like crows, I'm a thing. Ravens, I'm a thing. I love them.
I have a gigantic beaker full of crow feathers.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome, guys. We do not have ravens. We don't have crows, and we don't have ravens up here. It's too far. We have drongos.
Really?
Yeah, we have not those birds, but we do have the curlew, right? And the curlew is a night bird, and its sound is enough to make you feel incredibly uneasy in your skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they have a really rich mythology amongst Indigenous people, particularly of this area. So the Jabberkai people, for instance, who have the Jabberkai Centre up here. And I have a girlfriend of mine who lives in this beautiful little cul-de-sac the next beach over. And her neighbour moved out. They were Indigenous. They moved out because they had a curlew family living in their backyard, and one of the curlews died, and that was it. That was all the sign that they needed. The whole family packed up and left. Now, since then, multiple people have gone into that house to rent, and every single one of them have ended up in the same situation of husband cheated and wife left heartbroken. Husband cheated, wife left heartbroken. Husband cheated, wife left heartbroken. It's a really unique situation. It's deadly serious. It just happened. In fact, this is how I know it.
Is that it there? Where are we?
I can't really see. It's very blurry.
Yeah.
I wanted you to hear it. I would have loved for you to hear it because they're loose. We usually have a small family that come through the back and they sort of toddle off between me and my 3 neighbors. And their sound in the evening, it's very of this region. It's a staple of this region. And it is haunting. It's fucking haunting. I was at the cemetery doing my cemetery work and with my girls, with my witches, and fair enough, there we are. It's like 9 o'clock at night, a historic cemetery, only one gravestone. All the rest had washed away because of a flood, killing 200 people. So you're essentially walking on dead people as you're walking across the mound, right? And these curlews are like making their noise, and there wasn't like all the hairs on your arms stand on end. I mean, that's
Oh my gosh.
that's a special moment right there. That's a special moment.
Mhm. I know.
Nuts.
I'm gonna pull up a picture.
Okay.
Yes.
Sound?
That's it?
Is that it?
That's about it, except
Oh
it
my
sounds
God.
better.
Oh my God! It sounds like it's gonna
Mother of
eat
God.
you.
That's
It's
awful.
death. It's death coming through the night. Like, it's really, really creepy. It's like legit
That is
creepy.
creepy.
They look amazing. They look like they have these really long beaks. They're very tall. The ones up here especially, they're long legged, quite tall, slender bodies, not as long a beak as you would normally get. Some of them are depicted with extremely long beaks, almost like a little kiwi bird. Not at all. But yeah, their sound is haunting. Like, it'll knock your socks off, really.
Ugh.
Make you feel less confident than you've been in your whole life.
That's the funny thing about Australia. Like, we have all, like, there's this whole thing about, like, you know, such deadly animals. You know, some of them are, but they make freaky noises. Like a koala yelling is shit scary.
Oh.
Possums,
They're
like
cool.
aliens are outside your house.
Yeah.
Like, terrifying. But they're like these little fairy
Possums
animals.
are crazy.
They just, and they run across the roof and it's like bang, 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 bang. Like this man is on the roof. It's insane.
You have wild
You guys have
koalas running across your
raccoons,
roof?
right?
I don't have
Koalas are not as
here.
cute as people think they are.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fallacy.
We went through that in the
They're
beginning.
drop bears.
Look, honestly, koalas are motherfuckers. They really are. Like,
There are.
they're all painted out to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, look, huggable koalas. Go near it. We'll scratch your face off.
That's exactly what I said in the beginning of this video.
And you know
They're
what noise
vicious.
they make? They go "Ugh," like that.
That's the sound I would make every morning before school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
But yes, come to Australia.
Yes. It's an adventure.
I will tell you something. I've got to say something. Just to celebrate Australia even further, my dear old dad, my ever supportive dad, my awesome dad, who is not pagan but is very open-minded and who gets me the best things. Now, he lives in Tasmania. He retired to go to Tasmania, and he lives off-grid. He does off-grid living with my uncle, and they have a fully sustainable lock that is completely off the grid, right?
Oh.
And he does all this amazing kind of retiree stuff, you know, like going to markets and walking clubs and photography clubs and just fabulous lifestyle, right? And he got me this the last time he was up. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I know, right? This is I didn't know about these, right? And this is not this time he was up. Like, this is probably 3 years ago now, but this is a felting. When he gave this to me, I had no idea that it was a thing, right? But 3 years ago when he gave me this, I'm just like, what the fuck is that creepy thing? Amazing. I loved it. But my sister has a very similar one. Hers is white. I wanted the earthy one because it reminded me of the Green Man, and it had bone horns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
These beautiful babies.
I thought Green Man when I saw it, yeah.
Like, look at that.
What
Look
is
at
it
that.
made out
And
of?
this is handmade felting from Taswegia. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, we've got some skilled craftsmen here. That's all I'm saying.
I want to make one of them. That's cool.
No.
It is
Yeah.
really cool. I've seen people make, felting purses and things like that, and then like little critters, but I've not seen anything on that scale. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, they're amazing. He bought up a whole bunch of them, like a couple for my kids, little fishes and little moons and stars, the little baby ones for the kids, and then for my sister, I got this beautiful white creature, like a white lion, and it was stunningly beautiful. And he does what he always does and gives it to the both of us at the same time and says, "Fight it out amongst yourselves." What are you gonna do?
Angela asked, what is your take on spiders, guys?
I love
Love them.
Love.
them. Lots of
Look, they freak me out, like the big hairy ones. If they're in the room, I can't. But they are an animal that I definitely work with spiritually, and like I feel like, if a huntsman shows up, like you better believe I notice. It's like spider, bam. So I'm listening.
When you get every time I hear you guys say huntsman, I'm just like I just like cringe because it's like a huntsman, like it. Oh no.
Like that.
Right?
Yes, don't go.
Oh, Cat. Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're big and they like to hide in your
You have
car.
scared my
They love
co-host
your
away.
car.
Yep.
Oh, I love them. I tell you what, 2 weeks ago, I was cleaning my house and I was in the bathroom and my kids had their little bath toys and I moved one of the bath toys and I'm still cringing to this day. A trapdoor spider ran up my arm and I had a moment of like, what the fuck is happening? Because I looked, I watched, I went, I paused 1, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Wait, is that bigger than a huntsman?
They're like a
No,
tarantula.
but they're
It'll kill
poisonous.
you.
But they are poisonous.
Yeah.
Here, I can't even.
That's big. She says
They
it's not big. It's
Oh, but a
trap
huntsman
door.
can get really big. Like, they've got very long legs. Like, the body of the huntsman's not necessarily, like, menacing, but their legs are very, like...
And huntsmen aren't poisonous. They just look fucking
They
scary.
jump. They jump.
They jump.
Yeah.
Anyway, spiritually, spiders are amazing to work with. We love them. All about creativity and weaving the web of your own life, I think. Like a really...
I've got a show and tell for this.
You do
Huh?
the same
This
thing
is
with
show
the
and
basket.
tell.
You do the same thing with the
Me
basket.
too.
She said, you hear her?
Can you guys?
No?
Hi.
She said, with the weaving. Oh, that's so cool. What is that?
That
Top
is
crimson.
a huntsman
Oh, no.
encrusted in resin.
Oh, no.
Oh, I love it. That's my kind of creepy.
Is that a web?
This is not a real web. This is a created web for Ariane Rod, the goddess of the wheel, who is also the weaver. But then it's a tribute to the weavers of fate. And it is one of those situations where if you want to work with web energy and you want to work with spider energy, then this is easy to create. This is just found sticks and no particular kind of twig. I've glued some crystals on there. I've anointed it with oil. I've done the trimmings, but essentially you could have as many twigs as you like. And the idea is when you're weaving, you weave in the intention. And then when you want to remember the intention and you want to call back the thought, you anoint it, you pluck it, you play with it. Like each strand on this web is a creative, it's a creative streak, it's a creative strand. And so the more you have to play with. And you can adorn them, make them with meaningful wood. This is meaningful wood, tropical far north meaningful wood. And adorn it like effectively and keep it as a living art piece and keep working on it. Flick some holy sacred water on it. I found water, add feathers to it, add more crystals to it, add oil to it, add fresh herbs, add different strands, different colors to it. Like this is just where it is now. And this was created at autumn equinox. And so I'll add and create more to it as it's going because I've got more room up here. So
that's fabulous.
That's awesome.
I love that idea. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. And it's all natural and it's not expensive to create. Like I said, it's all found. It's just twine. If you have leftover twine, you can get silk cord, tie it. This is actually, I've dripped wax all through it. So it's got ritual coven wax in it. And you just keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it until you're ready. And then what I would be doing after that, when I feel like it is ready, I would go out into a deep part of nature and place it in a tree and then just leave it there and let it be.
Yep.
That's cool.
Like a pilgrimage and then leave it. Isn't that fun?
This is what's new.
Look at witchcraft. Look at how fun witchcraft is. This is
Kind of looks like the Eye of Bridget,
Oh, okay.
but it's
Spidey
like
tattoo.
Juniper.
Yeah.
All right. Spider. I'm covered in spider tattoos. This is Juniper asked to see it again. So that's my Black Widow spider. I'm covered in spiders. Like I can't show you the other bits. I can show you that one.
You have to pay for those.
So I'll show you that one.
Charge admission.
No. Spiders are so creative. Spiders are so creative, and because I love to be creative, I really Arachnia is another goddess that I really work with as well. So I love spiders, and all my actual spiders are dedicated to her on my body. So
that's beautiful. Oh, also spider webs. You can actually utilize web. You can make web oil. You could make web incense. You could make web adornments, right? And you can call in karmic energy with a web. You can call in magic energy, the energy of creation, the energy of ancestral lines, and of the the instigated scenario, I guess you could say. And then you can call in, karma, essentially. So if you feel like you're hard done by, that karma has overlooked someone, grab yourself some really nice web and start getting to work. Get to work.
Blending.
I love collecting web. So when I was studying a while ago, we didn't have any webs really or dead spiders at the house I was living at the time. And so I used to study in this really old building. And this is down in Frankston for anyone who knows, but at the TAFE there.
Oh, sweet.
And so after class, I'd bring my jars to class and be collecting all the webs and putting them in jars and all the dead spiders. I'm like, oh, sweet, there's a dead spider. And everyone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing. This is just for my magical work. It's fine.
I love it. I love that feeling of being sprung in the middle of witchcraft. Have you guys ever had that feeling? You're doing something witchy and you're like, oh, there's a 50-50 I'm going to get caught here. There's a 50-50 someone's going to say something. I'm going to do it anyway. And then you go and do it and you're like totally trying to be totally inconspicuous, which as it turns out is always the wrong way to go about it. Because if you're just blatantly clumsy, nobody looks, right? But you're like,
La, la, la.
and then you get the, what are you doing?
Yep, I've done that, guilty.
I'm just unleashing my freaky self. That's all.
Oh my gosh. You know, my mother, when she used to come to visit in Australia, like she looks so much like a storybook witch. She has a very pointy nose, very long face, and her hair is red and it frizzes like this. And she's a very little, frail looking woman, but there's nothing frail about her, mind. And she would go out to leave offerings in like nature places in Mackay of all places. She would leave these nature offerings and she'd trudge through, you know, Dad would park the car and then she'd go and trudge through the nature spot and then, you know, burn a candle, leave the piece of cake, leave some ale, you know, do the thing. And I reckon of all the times this happened and I saw her do this, we had around 20 run-ins with the police. Like, what is she doing?
My goodness.
Wow.
And my beautiful father would be like, it's a cultural practice. She's practicing heritage. And, you know, he's very, like, pragmatic and speechy. And he sounds like Sean Connery, only without the Scottish accent. And it was so fabulous, but every single time. And she did not care. Whereas I am made of completely different material, not completely because we're related, but I care. Like if a police officer pulled me up, I'd be like, fuck. What am I going to say? Nobody wants to get.
It's okay, officer, I'm a witch. No, I haven't lost my mind.
Oh my God. We got sprung at the recent cemetery video that I did, that I was just talking to about Curlew's cemetery, dead people 200 drowned. We are there placing alcohol, tobacco, apple pie for the dead, doing our ancestral honoring for the dead. And this is 9 o'clock at night. You're not supposed to be in a cemetery. They close at 6 on the dot and some even at 5 on the dot. And this cemetery was the gate was ajar when we walked over there. Like it was fully ajar. And we're in there and there's these beautiful overarching trees. And I mean, look, cemeteries are creepy places, right? You don't go there because of the non-creepy. You know, you go there because of the creepy, right? So you're bound to have a creepy experience. And there we are at the furthest end of the cemetery. And next minute, a dog barks, a flashlight, and 2 people start walking. And I just looked around and went, fuck! Like, I'm standing there with 3 other women going, fuck. And so what we did was, inadvertently, we were all dressed in white, mind you. We walked really slowly under the tree, and we had lanterns. Basically, we stood under the tree like terrified of what it could be. And I ended up saying after about 5 minutes, dudes, we have to move. We look like ghosts. It was awful and awesome all at the same time. Oh my God. We did. Like, it happens. But they were just walking their dog. There was no residents around and they were walking their dog at 9 o'clock at night. And that's what happened. We thought that they were the cops. We thought that they were the cops. And then we froze and looked like ghosts under a tree. All in long white garbs with traditional lanterns in our hair. There's nothing modern about it.
That is brilliant.
No.
What does PMSL mean? You know what that means?
Missing myself laughing.
I've never heard that one before.
I was saying post-menstrual.
Ghosts and period. Something happens there. What is that?
Oh, that was a fun night. I tell you what, though, as a witch, you don't go to you go to a cemetery to do the work, the right kind of work, the good work, whatever you want to call it, and you're always going to have the paranormal experience. You will always have the paranormal experience. you always go there and you're like, oh yeah, it's all going to be sweet. You don't plan for the paranormal experience, but when you get there, nothing in a cemetery ever goes to plan. No kind of cemetery work ever goes to plan. And I will go as far as to say that actual time in a cemetery slows all the way down. Like, it's very different. The time, once you walk into those cemetery gates, it's very different. Time works very different there, and you're always going to have a paranormal experience. You will, without a doubt. If you're any kind of aware, sensitive, conscious individual, you don't even have to be a practitioner of the arts, but you will have a paranormal experience. Whether you believe it or not at the time is neither here nor there, but you're going to have one, and it's going to be like,
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
It's true. It's true.
I just wanted to ask you guys about exoskeletons and bugs, because we talked about spiders and we talked about skulls, and I think we talked about serpents and snakes and lizards and stuff. But what about bugs? Do you collect bugs?
I do.
Ooh,
I do.
My golden ladybug.
Bugs.
Yeah, your golden ladybug.
Oh yeah, your golden ladybug.
Oh,
That
you
was
heard that.
so cool.
I'm like, I collect like, I don't know, I can't if you can see that. So I found these guys on my
wow.
nature walks.
Oh,
What is it?
It like
Right,
just got
so
all
these
the
are
kinds of stuff.
butterflies.
oh, beautiful.
And then I love dragonflies, and I always find
Me
dragonflies.
too.
So I love dragonflies. Can you see them? That's them.
Oh, lovely.
Wanted to fly away. And crabs. No, I don't get crabs. I find crabs. So on the beach, just finding crabs is a thing. Look at this little tiny mud crab. Like, look at it.
Oh,
Look how tiny it is. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I love like bugs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a dragonfly that was gifted to me this morning. It's out in the pot plant. It wasn't quite dead, but it was going. So I decided to leave it in a
Right.
peaceful place in a fig tree pot. And I do cicada. And we have, because I live in the tropics, because I live in the day, like near the Daintree, we have these beautiful iridescent creatures. So we have the Ulysses butterfly, and then we have dragonflies with these iridescent red or these iridescent blue wings, and they're absolutely stunning. We have big, massive moths that just like knock you off your socks, and beautiful winged bats, and like we have a lot of flying creatures up here, and a lot of insect life, like stick creatures. I took a picture of a stick creature that died on my attached to my screen door, and it was like that big. Like it was enormous. It was enormous. I took a picture of it with my hand, and the creature was like enormous. And then the neighborhood kids, and I was preserving it. I was just going to let it sit there. It was attached to the screen door, and I was preserving it like naturally. It was there, and I'm like, when you're ready, I shall pluck you and use you in camouflage magic. And and by the way, the camouflage magic I'm talking about is how to get my children to eat the vegetables. Is I eat camouflage food. So in order for that to go successfully, I will make ye incense, I will make ye candle, and I will make sure that shit goes down. Right? He flicked it off. He flicked it off into the garden, never to be found again. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Someone's having a party. What night are we? Are we Friday or Saturday night? What's Saturday night? Someone's having a party.
Saturday for us, yeah? Yeah.
Wait, someone's playing techno music like 2 doors down. Really loudly.
I want to go to that party.
Really? Come on, you're half an hour away. Get in your car.
Get in my car. Come on over.
Come on. Yeah. Hey, we should totally do... Hang on. What day are we? What did I say? Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, no, I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow.
They're all planning to get it together.
I have a hot date with Noah and what's his magical name? Keldon tomorrow.
Keldon. Oh, are you doing a power of 3?
Yes, we are.
We are. So tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure 11 a.m. our time.
At the last end of this chat, Power of 3.
Sorry, I'm trying to scoot up.
The schedule's
It's
out.
not over
She's got
until
it.
Keldon sings.
Oh my god, that's so amazing.
What happened to Alex? Did he not come on? Could
He's
Wonder
at
we?
work.
He's at work and he's coming on tomorrow. Where is he?
Here.
Here.
When's he scheduled?
He is
10
scheduled
a.m.
a couple of hours before you.
Yeah.
10?
No,
Yeah.
I think it's earlier than that
Wait.
for him.
Oh, it's daylight's after that. Oh, I don't know. Okay, it's going to be 5 p.m. for us, so you can do the math. It's 3 hours before you come on. 3 hours before you come on with me and Kelvin.
PM CST to AEST with no daylight savings. Thank fuck. 8
Oh
a.m.
god, I think we're talking another language.
8
8
a.m.
What the hell was that?
We did that for 10 hours, okay?
10 hours. And then we're dealing with England. England is springing
I know.
forward. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even who are we talking to? When?
It's like the
How?
worst weekend to do it. It's just like everyone's like, oh, hey, it's already hard enough.
Oh, yeah. And then retrograde on top of it. Jeez.
Yeah.
He's the one-man show. He's going to be on with us by himself. He's going to do his impressions and his accents.
Oh, yes.
Fabulous. He's fabulous.
I'm so excited.
It's so good.
You know what? You know when you find a channel on YouTube and you're just like, I love you immediately. Like immediately. That's that feeling.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
love you immediately. Let me capture you. Let me put you into a cute little button.
Oh,
Put you in my pocket. Yep.
my
I love you.
So I would like to know about you two. You two being the hosts, right? What prompted this manic 24-hour business?
See, when I drive, I think crazy things. I think crazy things. And I thought to myself, I'm like, well, we've got friends all across the globe. Wouldn't it be neat if we just stayed up for 24 hours so we could talk to all of them in their time frame? And then instead of, us trying to schedule all of this, craziness. So I signed myself up for madness. And then I asked this one, are you in? And
It
he
was
was
a
like,
very
yeah.
convincing proposal at the time.
And how did the two of you
At the
meet?
time.
Like, were you old friends? Did you know each other, or did you meet through the tube?
Yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Mhm.
I was in California in December. Well, I'm from California, so is she, but she was already here. And I reached out to her around the time that I was getting ready to leave. And then, I moved here and I met her within a week.
Yeah, but it was November. You'd reach out. I think we started talking around then.
Mhm.
So it hasn't been that long.
Hasn't been that long at
Hasn't
all.
been that long. No. But he bought one of the witchy meet and greet shirts. So I put together another harebrained scheme. Seriously, this is what I do. It's part of my charm. It's a part of my charm. Uncomfortable, people unwilling, I will make it happen.
Yeah.
No, I'll make it happen. But anyhow, so we had this big old witchy meet and greet. We had Arwen, Ember Honey Raven, Sunshine
Yeah.
Morning Ray, Lady Grave Dancer. I think Amy White Raven was there. Madam Nightshade, myself, the bear. Let's see who else.
Witchy craziness.
It was
Alright.
witchy craziness. So we all went to the Renaissance Festival here, and we got to meet each other live and in person and shop together, and we had a great time. And he got one of the shirts, and he's like, "Send it to me," and so I did, and we've been talking since, off and on.
That's beautiful. You know what? Do you have Latin American blood? Because that sounds very Latin American. That sounds like something that Brazilians in my country do, is they like to do big things, bold things, and the stuff that sort of pulls tribe to you.
I'm full Latin.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm half Latin.
Nailed it. What do I get?
What do you get? A
Oh,
huntsman. You get a huntsman.
don't show it. Don't do it. I'm like, eek. I'm like, eek.
Well,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. I
Oh,
heard
right.
about you, Raven, through Reputation. See,
Who, me?
because
Ooh.
yes, I heard about you through Reputation, of course, and
Depends
I
on the day.
I was off YouTube for a bit, and when I hopped on YouTube, there was like Raven. It was like Raven. And so I, of course, went, well, who the fuck is Raven? And I went searching, and all of a sudden I found this beautiful little, like, it was like a community within a community. Like a little community, like a cozy little community within a community. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I tell you what, it is hard to find new channels. Now, I know that sounds stupid, but when I
No.
search for new channels, when I search witchcraft, when I'm looking for something, I'm specific. I'll type in on YouTube witchcraft, and I get a lot of, the stuff. I get a lot of the stuff. And then I get usual regular uploaded. So you'll have a look at it'll be Joey Morris that'll be in there. It'll be Lady Gravedancer that will be in there. You get your commons, but to find new channels, to
5
find up and
a.m., 10 a.m.
hard. Like you find it a lot. And so I've always said, can you recommend me? I love a channel recommendation video. Do you know of any Australians or any new channels? And it's hard to find. So I was delighted. I found like a pond full of them.
Well, let's see, when did I start? It's been about a year in February since I've had my channel, and Sunshine Morning Ray doesn't live very far and will actually be here in the morning to cook us breakfast.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So she's making us. I love it. I love it. So, and then Lady Gravedancer is bouncing on too to cook a recipe as well. So I thought that would be a neat thing. So she and I became real good friends, and it's very similar to how Owlvine and Crimson were talking. It's like we already knew each other. And this second I met Noah, it's the same thing. It's like we already knew each other. We were catching up. And it's like it was never forced or hard or uncomfortable. It was just kind of I don't know, kind of renewing.
Absolutely.
I guess I don't know. It feels like a very strong and comfortable connection.
That's beautiful. And you're very lucky. You're very lucky to live amongst such beautiful community. Like, I think the entire time that I've been on YouTube, on and off, because I've had babies and I've gone traveling and I'm just not very consistent. I have only ever met two people, and both of them were not very long experiences. I'm very good friends with a girl who lives in Australia who is a YouTuber. And she's fabulous. Her name is Shannon. She is so fabulous. And she's gone off YouTube and she's come back on. So she abandoned her subscribers and then come back on under a different name. But she's wonderful, and we have great, dry, awesome, honest conversations. But I don't meet anybody. I do not meet any YouTubers. I bumped into an Australian YouTuber by pure chance one day, and it was the most exciting thing I've experienced. He screamed, I screamed. In it, my spirit. You guys would know him as the Aussie Witch if you know him.
Aussie Witch 90.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome fella. And I was just shopping for tarot cards, and he's like, I literally walked around the corner, and he went, and I went,
Oh, that's so cool.
But I do not meet YouTubers. I don't have any to really connect with. I don't have any close by, and it's a thing. I'm a lone YouTuber up here.
Oh, so this is your way of connecting
to YouTube. Yeah, it is.
I think the day that I meet Owlvine, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was a mess. I was a damn mess. I was fangirling the entire time. I put this whole witchy meet and greet together, and I'm just like, oh my god, people are actually responding. They're actually coming. And I'm just like, how do I act? What do I say? The first time I met Sunshine Morning Ray, on my way up to meet her, and I'm looking at my husband, I'm like, does my hair look all right? Does my hair I was totally freaked out.
Oh my gosh.
I was freaked out. And then now it's just hey girl, what's up?
I felt a bit
That's
like that
fabulous.
with Elder Crow, because he was like the first person I'd ever met from online in person, and I was like, so nervous. And then it was just like, it's weird how, because you're like, it's someone that I've never met before, but you've like seen each other. It's, I don't know, it's such a weird thing meeting people from online. It really is. But I think that it's easier when it is in a YouTube situation, because you've seen the face and mannerisms and things like that, rather than just like the words that they say.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
That's it.
And things.
Although when you meet Tequila for the first time, you just sort of like get lost in her eyes. Like she's like really beautiful eyes, and then she has like this very calm spirit. So you're just like, this is what happens. You're like, tell me more about everything.
Yeah.
This is what
That's awesome.
she's amazing.
That's beautiful. I think it's so lovely that we get to connect with so many people from around the world. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a privilege, really, when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a privilege, and it's, you know, it's kind of like the reward for putting yourself out there, because, you know, putting yourself out there for many people who aren't accustomed or comfortable talking to a camera, it's a big deal, you know. I'm not that bothered by it, and I'm very lucky, but I know people that are just like, I can't do it. They've been working up to it for 5 years, you know. I'd love to. Can't. Oh my God, there's the cat. There's the camera.
I was like that. Like, I was so nervous. It took me months of practicing before I could actually look at the lens. Like, it was terrible. And I just didn't do it and got used to it, and now I talk to cameras all the time.
Yeah.
It actually does, you know, increase your public speaking ability. Like, I've been able to speak at public events now as a result of this. I get invited to speak and do that kind of business, and I can talk in front of anybody, in front of any capacity of person. I don't have that stage fright, but intimate, up close interviews, I will squirm out of my fucking seat. Like, I don't like being intimate, closed in, sort of like somebody like, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
That's so me.
Actually. Oh.
That's me asking the question. I'm that person. I'm like, how do you feel about that?
She and I are kindred spirits. I'm telling you. I think Crimson
like,
Fyre and I are like sisters separated at birth.
Oh yeah. I agree, mate. I agree. Because, like, I'm that person. I know. I'm so sorry, Owlvine. Owlvine comes in and I'm like, what do you need? No, you tell it. No, you tell it. I'm sorry.
No, it was just like the questions being asked. Oh, really? That's how you feel? Why? But why? So what's that about? And like, and just, all right, yep, let's go there.
Let's go there. Deep.
She break it down to
you know what? Finish the bullshit.
Oh yeah.
She make you cry.
I make people cry.
I might
know,
have
so
teared a little
horrible.
bit, but I'm really emotional. Like, I cry anyway. So she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's fine. I do this all the time.
Oh.
No, it wasn't like
So
that cry.
like,
it was like, it was a release cry.
Release.
Don't be sad. No sad. Release cry. Yeah, so it's good.
No sad. It's like, just like, I always say, leave your shit on my floor.
Yeah.
Leave your shit on my floor and leave here lighter and leave here happier and leave here like just beaming with light. And she's like, okay. so no, I do think I completely understand, but I don't have this camera thing. Like, I literally, like, I know I'm talking to you guys because I can see your faces right now, but every time I talk to an inanimate object, by the way, anyone who's seen my videos, I talk to everything on my table. So I think that's probably why I don't have a problem talking to another object. But I know you got, like, people are behind there. It's not just this thing. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm like talking to the people who are watching, not to this thing, whatever this thing is. It's an iPad where I'm looking. I don't know what you got in front of you, but I'm looking at an iPad right now. But I'm talking to you guys, you know. So is that? But I talk to, like, incense, and I talk to, like, I don't know, pens and things. So
that's funny. When I started, I wasn't really afraid to. Oh, Katie for.
Katie!
I wasn't afraid to talk to the camera or talk. I was afraid I was going to say something wrong because I've seen so many on YouTube, like, get chastised for saying the wrong thing or whatever. And I'm like, I am just a witch and I'm just starting. Please don't hurt me. Like, I can't believe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I had that too. I was afraid because like I started after like in my second year or something, and I was like, I don't know, like I'm just like kind of doing my own thing here, and like I just want to kind of share my experience, but I don't know like all the right stuff. And it's been all right though. Like people have been really welcoming, and it's been surprisingly very warm. I mean, there are a few assholes out there, but there always are, and you just ignore them, whatever.
That is the truth.
That's in every culture, everything, in everything.
Yep, in
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
in work and play and
It's a big
family, and family even.
Oh gosh. Let's do that one.
Oh,
Open
yeah.
that Pandora's box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, look, I think it's like really interesting, that we get to, I mean, I'm reading some of the questions that are coming up on chat right now, and I'm like, I don't really feel, I have a zero fucks given attitude. Like, I really don't want to do drama. I don't want to do bullshit. I'm going to be here and be authentic. And I really love when people are the same way, There's no beating around the bush. There's no, but I think some people forget we're all people too. Like, we are people. We're not just like someone up on the screen, So the cruelty that can occur, I'm like a big fuck that person. Like, fuck that shit. Because I don't play well with others in that way.
I totally agree.
Someone,
I totally agree. And you know what? I'll put up with it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I have taken all I can, and then I'm ready to smash a troll. I'm done. I'm like done. I'm like, and you know what? It has even happened to me in the chats. I don't know if you ever saw that video, but I'm just like, I see you right now, motherfucker, and I'm about to.
That was so good.
Like, no.
Oh, no, you did. Yeah.
No, you did not. I'm like, and also it's like when you do find, like, all of us are solitary practitioners and we all have all these phobias, and sometimes things are a little too people-y for us in times in our daily. And so when we find these awesome people that we connect with, don't you kind of feel protective? Like, this is your witchy family. And so it's like, if anybody was to mess with Noah, I'd be like, hiya! Even though I'm like this little shrimp next to
Yoda!
When
Yoda gets his like ninja on. That's it.
Oh my goodness me.
But I mean, that's how I feel. And that's like, I've stood up for my friends, and then even to this day, I get thumbs down before I even go on, like when he was scheduling these live chats, and he's just like, oh my God, I just put it up. He was texting me and he's like, I already have 2 thumbs down. I said, welcome to my channel, because I've already smashed some trolls. And so they sit there and they just sort of like terrorize me in some ways. But what's very interesting is that they had to have watched the video, which is monetized. So go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Exactly. It goes towards your ratings anyway, so who cares?
We don't care.
No, I think that there's a beautiful sense of camaraderie, really, when you think about it. There's not a lot of Australian YouTubers, most of us are here. There's a couple that I know of that are not, probably like 4 that aren't here. But that's it, and I tend to be subscribed to all of them, and I'm constantly looking for new ones. And I have seen the incident where a very, very, very good YouTuber friend of mine, you guys would know her, Gemma by Feather Branch and Stone, was essentially what I would consider to be viciously attacked on social media by a fella. And I don't like to get involved in that sort of thing. I do not like it, but there's not. I remember how I felt for, looking at it and hearing what this person was saying, and then thinking of my beautiful friends and how she would be feeling. And I could not believe it. And so of course I went over there. And I'm very jovial and I'm very fast and loose with my speech, but when I address people, I'm respectful in every manner. And I respectfully fed it to this motherfucker because I thought, how dare you belittle a person in the same manner that you've just done? And the whole entire process, like, that was one of those big times in YouTube, in the pagan community, that was very, very sad. One of those very sad moments, because it was a direct attack with video footage of her speaking, like literally embedded in his video, and he was belittling her. And I just, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like it. You hear, you hear and you see things, you know, from time to time, you know, in the comment section. But this was videoed attack. This was a video attack of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person.
I love Gemma.
Oh my gosh. Gemma was the first Australian YouTuber that I found. The very first one.
Yeah, me too. I love her.
So there's a kinship there. And we've always, like, we're friends on Facebook. We exchange, we've had a little parcel exchange, and, you know, I would have loved to have gone to see her the various times that I've gone through Gladstone. I came very close, but we missed. But yeah, like, it's very sad when these things happen. But the thing is, when you've got really great community around you, your community will hold space for you. Your community will look after you. And that's what I see. Like, this sort of thing happens a lot. People are always, you know, facing and dealing with, you know, ridiculous behavior, unnecessary behavior in any community setting, not just in social media. And I think that if you've got a good tribe around you, that sometimes you don't have to face it, and your tribe will just hold that space for you, and they'll do what's necessary at that time because they respect and they honor and they love you. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. And I've seen that through YouTube. So a lot of people talk about trolls and things like that, but it's very important to say also that there is a beautiful, supportive, nurturing community that will hold space for you under any circumstance. And that's a blessing, really, when you think about it. It's a beautiful thing.
And I've got to say, guys, like, I really understand everything that's being said right now. And it's like, you know, I know this person, so, you know, I'm going to stand up for them. Dude, I will stand up for any person who's being persecuted or, you know, treated in a derogatory nature. I don't care who you are. I don't care what faith you are. I don't care if someone's attacking you. It's if you don't say something, I feel as though, like, you're condoning that behavior. Like,
exactly. That's my sister from another mister right now. I'm telling you.
Like, I can't condone that. Like, I can't. There's every fiber of my being. I will freaking, you know, and I'm not going to attack the other person, but I will say something. I will interject. I will try and. I'm Switzerland, right? So I will step in. I won't take anyone's side. But you best believe if you're harming someone else and that person's done nothing to you, I will say something. Like, you know, and even when the good stuff's happening, I don't have to know you. I'm going to cheer you on. I will do rah-rahs. Like, I don't care. But it's not just about the people I know. You know, so I think people need to step up and work outside their little community and create a bigger, humane, what's the word I'm looking for? Someone help me out here. Human existence, human connection, rather than just this is a witchy connection, this is a pagan connection, this is here's my culture connection. I'm like, you're the blood of my blood. Like, you guys are all the blood of my blood. We are all a human race. So I ranted. I'm sorry. That's a thing.
No, you didn't rant. You didn't rant. I think that this is very important to bring to light. I've had a really crappy week. I've had all kinds of crazy comments and emails and all kinds of stuff, and I will not get into, you know, the logistics of all that, but I do feel that if we don't stand up, then we fall under that, you know, thing that's society now, where it's not my problem and I don't have to say. And, you know, I get a lot of people that are like, well, why are you putting energy towards that? You mean putting energy to stand up for somebody? Well, damn straight I'm going to do that, because you know what, no one else is fucking doing it. That's why. Because if you want to be change in the world, then you need to stand up. Otherwise, everything stays the same and it's just going to get worse. That's why.
Evil I agree. When good men do nothing, you know?
I agree to a point. Like, this is actually probably a really good topic to talk about.
It is. It's good. And it's 4 a.m. here, so it's like, fuel my fire. Let's go.
I've had, like, I haven't had a lot of negative experience so far. And when I set up my channel, I've had a lot of people ask me about this. I did a big protection thing all around my cyberspace. And I was like, this space is protected, did all that. And I really feel like that's worked. I have had random, like sort of trollish behavior or whatever. That honestly, I ignore. I delete it because for me,
Good.
I don't
Yes.
mind it for myself, but I'm creating a safe space online for other people. And I don't want that stuff in their space. So I'm protecting that space. So they're gone. I've had something come up recently
Agreed.
with that was less random, shall we say. And I actually chose not to say anything back to those people. I could have done, but I did decide in that instance to cut off the energy flow and literally give the nothing back, because sometimes when we do stand up, like, and every situation's so different, you got to go with what you feel and all that. But sometimes by saying anything back, you are giving them something, because bullies want you to say something back. They do.
That's true. They want the reaction. They want the reaction. I get it.
Like, that's the only reason they do it, because it's boring. Otherwise, they stop. And in this situation, that works. Like, I just said nothing back, and nothing's happened, and whatever, you know. So I think that's something to remember as well. I know it's different, like when you see it happen to someone else. Like for me, in that moment, I had people surround me and say, "Hey, you know, this thing happened to you. You're okay. You can do this." And I was like, "Okay, I'm okay." But if I see it done to someone else, like, yeah, you get fiery. You're like, fuck no. This is my person. You're not touching my person. But I think, you know, taking those things into consideration sometimes it is energetically feeding it. Sometimes something needs to be said. So,
yeah.
In you're talking about when it's directed to you.
Sorry?
Sorry, sweetie.
What'd you say?
You're saying when it's directed to you?
I'm saying
when it's directed to you, you feel as though...
I'm saying in any situation, like, I think either way, like if it is someone else or if it is you, I think it's harder not to say anything when it's to someone else that you love.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think it's something to take into consideration. It depends on the situation. If it's one little thing and you're like, all right, perhaps if I don't feed it, will go away. If it's something that's ongoing, maybe that's different.
Right.
But yeah.
I think I've got a personal connection to this because when I came to Australia, I was an immigrant, right? I didn't speak the language. I didn't know the language. I didn't know anything. And my parents were also immigrants who didn't speak the language or didn't know, and they went to school to learn it as well. But I came in the 80s. Like, we got here in 1984. In the 80s, there was such a culture of, you know, you are a foreigner. Go back to your own country. What are you doing here? Like, you don't, but like, you know, absolute bullying. And fuck that. Sorry, I don't care. Like, I felt it. I felt it on my end, the way someone can just make you feel as though you are invisible, as though you are nothing. And I cannot, and I'm just speaking for me, and I'm not saying what anyone else is saying is wrong. I'm just like so passionate about this because like I'm tearing up right now. It's like not okay for me. Like I can't do nothing. Like I can't not stand up for someone. That's the thing. Sorry, guys.
I had a really crappy, you know, existence, you know, as a child. And it's like I got picked on and picked on and picked on at school, picked on by my mother, picked on, you know, it didn't matter really. And I got to a point where I've built up such an intolerance to this crap because it's just useless. And honestly, you know, I didn't say anything this entire week. I think I told you, and I think I shared with Eldar a little bit about what had been going on, but I didn't want to give those people any satisfaction or anything that, you know, anything, because I honestly was laughing at most of it because it was quite funny. It was quite funny, but when it does affect somebody I love, I do tend to stand up more. It's just like I don't know what they call me Raven Door. Blue Knight's fiance calls me Raven Door, and I'm like, where there is injustice, Raven Door is there. Like I will like motherly attack, and it's not something that I can necessarily control. And I think maybe it's because I'm Latin. I am a Latin, French, Scotch Irish. When I'm mad, it's just over. It's just done. That's a spell in itself.
German bullshit over here, sweetheart. I've got like German, right? So I'm just like, fuck that.
I'm a scrapper.
No.
I'm a scrapper.
Oh my guys, I love you guys so much. I'm actually like dying for food right now. I think I'm gonna go order a pizza. Like I'm just like so ravenous. How long have we got to go? How long's ours?
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Can she make it? That is the question.
Can she make it?
13 minutes. No, the question is, can you order a pizza in 13 minutes
Yeah.
while still being online? I mean,
Oh my god, I love you.
it will be well on its
Oh my
way.
god. This has been so much fun, guys. I really I told you guys privately, but I love that you're doing this. Like, I absolutely bloody adore that everyone across the globe gets to have this connectivity for like a full 24-hour period. It's like a witchy party for 24. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful thing. Thanks for asking me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for reaching out, Noah. Thank you. I was very like, oh, that's so sweet.
Thanks for coming
Thank you
on.
so much. Yeah.
You know what's really weird about YouTube is that I don't know. I mean, you'll get this as well, I'm sure. Most of my comments, like private messages and stuff, I know that I know that you probably don't want to, but would you like to? Like, and I'm like, why wouldn't I want to? Like, I don't understand this. Why wouldn't I want to? Like, I know that you're probably really bit like assumptions. It's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
outline here. The introduction to the question is assumptions. Then would you maybe, I don't know, like to? And I'm like, I'd love to. Like, I'd love to. I'm so resilient. I love to, talk to people and have fun and, connect. And I'm not a snob.
Yeah. Same. Oh yeah, they'll be like, sorry to bother you, or I know you're really busy, but stuff like that.
I get the best comments, I think. I mean, honestly, like we say, there's a few of them out there, but for the majority of them, I get fabulous comments from people, asking me questions or connected with something I put out there, and it's pretty amazing. I've made a lot of really, really good friends on a different level than I've ever, had friendship before, which is which is great.
Some quality
Which is
friends.
great.
Some quality friends.
Beautiful. And that's a thing, I haven't been on YouTube for probably as long as I've been on, say, Facebook. And most of the people that I sort of met were when I created my Elemental Witch page, which is, still going strong. But I get beautiful, beautiful emails and private message. I mean, somebody actually sat down at their computer for a length of time, not just a quick, you're awesome, exclamation mark, move on, but actually like a story of how they connected, a story of how they, gained inspiration. There's a bug hitting my fluoro, but just a really thought out story, like time spent sitting there typing this out, not a little thing, but like I'm going to give you some of me now. And I think that that's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You pretty much just described Owlvine. All her comments are so like,
Oh, I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get
Like,
a
she
message
summarizes,
from
reflects,
Owlvine,
yeah.
it's just like, wow. It's like she read every word of what she saw into my soul, and then she put it back out there, responded this beautiful thing.
Every
It's just
time.
cherish these messages.
Absolutely.
I do.
I'm glad you
love
guys
them.
feel like that.
Great mother. She comes through with a sweet great mother statement. Great mother, I shall. Sweet great mother statement. Beautiful.
I think
Beautiful.
it's because that's what I like too. Like that to me is hearing people, and I do the same with replying to comments. Like if someone's taking that time, like I want them to feel heard, and and that's how I feel heard, by people going, yes, I heard what you said, So yeah.
We love it.
We love it. We love it.
I love it.
I have to apologize too if you ever get a comment from me. Sometimes I am doing 12 things at one time, but I open it and then I'm like, oh man, I opened it and now they saw that I opened it and now I have to respond with something brilliant and I got nothing.
That I know that happens to me. That's why I don't touch them, because I'm like, if I open it up, I'm like, crap. Like it's this whole thing. Like, of course I'm
I'm with you. Yeah. I don't touch
Yeah.
them. It takes me ages to get to my messages. It takes me ages. Sometimes
Yeah.
people will even send me 2 messages. But you know what?
Yeah.
When I'm ready, I'll go there. When I've got the time, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to go through it. And I have dedicated days where I'm just going to read my emails and then read my Facebook messages. And I have dedicated days for me to do that. So, like, you can't, like, there's no rushing me in any way. Like, there's no rushing. Because I
tell
like to.
you, if it wasn't
No,
for
I don't just
Facebook
read it,
Messenger
like-
with that wonderful audio thing, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, I love that
Yeah.
audio so much because the arthritis in my hands and the tip tapping, I'm just like, and so yeah, da 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 da, you know, like, and I'm doing this while I'm driving and doing 12 different things because I just 60 miles an hour all the time unless I'm asleep.
Which she's not doing tonight.
No.
No, I considered taking a nap, but I feel great.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
good.
no, I'm
That's
good.
good.
You're looking
I'm
good.
good.
What time is it over there, guys? What's the time?
4, almost 30.
4:23.
We're
Woo!
doing good. Now the question is, 12 hours from now, how
Yeah.
and it'll be 4:30 p.m. and we're gonna be like,
That's what I was telling Alvina and Calvin. I was like, you guys, when we do the power through, you guys have to carry me like, one arm each, okay?
I can't wait to see you tomorrow when I wake up. You'll be like,
I am.
That is so
I'm so dead.
This is a
Oh,
mammoth
God.
task, guys. And before our time finishes up, I just want to say it has been an absolute pleasure, Noah, hanging out with you, to actually speak to you and not just to ask you for technical support, because let's face it, that's interactive. And I fucking love you, dude. I think that that's amazing. I think that you're gorgeous from your heart and soul. Ravenflower, this is the first time that I've actually spent quality time with you, and you are just a beautiful, beautiful soul. Like, your heart is just so beautiful. It radiates this gorgeous, delicious light out, and I'm so attracted to that beautiful light. I'm gonna be watching you, and thank you so much for sharing space with me. Now, Owlvine, I never got to spend that time with you, Owlvine.
yeah.
Like, I'm saying my great goodbyes. So this is the first time that I've actively engaged with you, and we're in the same country, and I have watched you on social media, and I have adored every snippet of information you have ever put out there. You have an incredible way with words. You have a very personable nature. When you gaze into the camera, you're magic. Like, it's like I'm sitting down having a conversation with you, and I hear when people say that, but I don't think they say that meaning what I'm meaning at this very moment in time, where it feels like a very intimate experience with you. I don't feel like I'm getting anything that's rehearsed or well thought out or practiced or with infinite notes, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous experience. It's just a gorgeous experience, and I'm so blessed to be able to hang out with you. So thank you for sharing space with me. Elder Crow, this is the first time for us as well, Mr. Elder Crow, and although you haven't been incredibly vocal this session, you have a very soothing vibe. I've been watching your videos. I was really delighted to find you on YouTube, and I left a message going, oh my gosh, on one of your videos, another Australian YouTuber. I was delighted, and I commented, and I have been watching you, and I can't wait to see your channel evolve and for you to rise and share that beautiful knowledge, because I can see that you're a very passionate and very skilled individual, and you have a lot to share, and you have a great way of putting your information out there, and you are a beautiful craftsman in your own right. So thank you very much for sharing space with me. And Vana, Miss Crimson Fire. You gorgeous lady. We've hung out. We've actually had the privilege of hanging out, and you are an energy ball. You're like the sun. You're like the sun. You're literally like the sun. You power people around you. You shine light. You harness energy. You teach. You impassion. You hold space. You do it all. Like, you are the grand weaver. You're the grand witch weaver that does it all. And you're so passionate about what you do, and you're so unbelievably creative and wonderful in every aspect of your life. And I'm very privileged to have been able to cross paths with you. So
I love you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for letting me say that. Thank you for letting me say my
you.
piece.
Oh my
I know.
god.
No, absolutely
Serenaded
beautiful.
everyone.
Oh my god. I'm like, I don't
I'm
know what to say.
romantic. What can I say?
I'm speechless.
Oh, what is happening with the echo? Hello, hello, hello.
Echo.
We're just all reacting at once.
I know everyone's like, we love you too.
We've got 3 minutes, right?
I feel it.
So
I feel
think
it.
someone in the chat did the Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Can we do it?
Oi, oi,
Oi,
oi.
oi, oi.
Ready, 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 ready. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi,
Oi,
oi.
That's
Come on,
awesome.
people. We got that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. We're
What a
going
rocking
right
good
now.
time. I'm so
Right?
excited.
I'm so glad you guys could all be here with us tonight. It's been fun. It's been really fun. From the beginning, to now, and I'm just really blessed. Like I said, that she included me in this to be a co-host. When she told me, I was like, absolutely. It's been a great time, and I'm just really thankful for you guys to come on tonight, talk to us, and like actually interact with one another. You know what I mean? It's one thing to watch you guys on screen, but to talk to you guys, it's like a true blessing. It really is. I'm eternally grateful.
Thank you
Really
both. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing.
Well, the party doesn't end. But
It
wait, there's
doesn't
more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, next
I'll
up,
be watching,
people.
I'll be watching when I can. I'll be watching. I'll drop in from time to time. I think tonight, because my family, because
You
I'm by
guys can hear
myself
me.
in my
I
home,
can't
it's a
hear
pretty
anything.
night's sleep.
So
So
I'm
I'll
just going to say to you,
I'll
I
check
love you
in.
so much for anything. So I'm just going to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you, everyone in the chat. And I think I'm going to have to turn this off because I can't hear anything. So, but I love you.
Mwah.
Bye, Vanna.
Love you.
Mwah. We'll be back. We have to upload this video, or it has to process, so it may take us a little bit longer. So we may come back at 5:30 instead of 5. FYI, we're just throwing that out there because we didn't realize that until last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dropping this up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up.
Oh, somebody. Okay.
Did you have something to finish saying, Avalon?
When? No, I didn't. No, that was it. I think that was it. I don't think I've got anything else.
It was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
No, I was saying that I'm gonna try and watch more of it, even through the night, because I'm sure I'm gonna have a restless sleep without my children in the house. Like the first night's gonna feel a little bit creepy,
Yeah.
And so I'll be awake, and when I'm awake, I'll grab iPhone and I'll be like, I love you.
Awesome.
You get a random I love you from me, just know that was that moment where I woke up in the middle of the night.
We're gonna screenshot. We're gonna screenshot. Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you guys for everything. This was just, I learned so much about herbs and oils and just
Australian
all of our personal experiences.
Australian Post.
Australian Post, yes. And crazy birds that sing in the night.
Oh my
I learned all
gosh.
kinds
The
of stuff.
curlew. Oh goodness.
I know.
Love it.
When you said curlew in the graveyard, I was like, no.
Nope.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I would
You'd
like
love
that.
it.
We love it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Ivana's going to be watching you guys in her pajamas. She decided she wanted to stay up as well and support you all. So I wanted to say that because she's not here to say it. And she's going to be eating chocolate. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off so this one can start processing, so we don't run too much into the time window for the next one. But thank you guys again so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. And the next up, we've got like an open chill and chat, and then we have Joey Morris, and then we have Blue Night on the beach.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Absolutely. So enjoy the rest of your guys' evening. It's what, 6 o'clock there now, or 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
7 o'clock. I am so bad with the camera now.
in Melbourne.
Refer to the map.
Refer to the map. Yeah. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
We love you.
Blessings.
Good luck. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.